please come here. No, I can sit there.
So we have in the panel...
Bosam.
May I request Mr. Bosam Sobo to kindly be on the stage, please. So we already introduced the other panel members already in our previous sessions, and we have Dr. Tariq Ahmad Nisami, the founder and CEO of CEO Clubs Network Worldwide. Let me introduce Dr. Tariq as well. Dr. Tariq Ahmad Nisami is the founder and CEO of CEO Clubs Network Worldwide, having its local chapter CEO Clubs UAE, which is the largest business networking club in the world, having presence in 24 countries with more than 16,000 exclusive elite CEOs and high executive members worldwide. CEO Clubs Network hold regular exclusive business events in Dubai and other parts of the world to provide platform for international businessmen to meet local businessmen to explore and connect business opportunities between elite exclusive members worldwide. He has education from USA with more than 35 years experience by heading an international holding company which has interest in real estate, gold and diamond, oil, trading, travel, entertainment, media, hospitality, CEO Clubs Network, medical, charitable institution, fashion, education, financial and information technology. Tariq Ahmad Nisami has received more than 22 international awards and appreciation, including United States Presidential Medal in 1989, USA and the Middle East Award Masterclass Entrepreneur of the Year by GCC Chamber of Commerce and Industry in 2012. He is also United Nations Global Compact Initiative representative in the UAE and a UN UAE Steering Committee member and an executive director of Hollywood Studios International, Los Angeles, USA, which makes Hollywood movies. He is also the CEO of the CEO Clubs Holding as a group parent company. Most welcome, Dr. Tariq Ahmad Nisami. Kindly join us. Over to the panel discussion. To the moderator, Mr. Sajid Kumar PK, the CEO and MD of IBMC Global Network.
Very good evening, all panel members. Everywhere talk on business and investment, the challenges happening during this changing economic scenario. First question to of course, he is capable for answering the questions. Almost all sectors, nearly 18,000 CEOs heading. And the first question, where do you see it, especially from Sharjah Emirate? Sharjah Emirate mainly, or the backbone is SME business. Where do you see that this changing scenario, how they can able to make the business diversification and the new investments attraction from different sources?
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Thank you very much, first, Mr. Sajid, for giving me the opportunity to be part of this panel. Regarding Sharjah, I think, Sharjah always been, if I look at it, last 12 years that I've been in and out from UAE, that always have their own focus industries, especially the education and especially the culture and everything else, And I think they have been very successful in those areas. And currently what you say, the new market, and if you look at it in what I see in last 3 months that I see in the media, like they made a major partnership with Mr. Al-Abbar for Eagle Hills, with AMR Group, also with the Nakheel, they did. So I think these kind of brands bringing into the Emirates like Sharjah can definitely enhance not only the confidence of the other Emirates and confidence of the local business people. And I think it's not only a step from joint venture point of view, I think this also helps on the private sector. They will be more confident and there will be a lot of industries would be opening related to these major projects and everything. So I think the vision of the leaders of Sharjah, I think is very correct. And I see that the growth is always there in Sharjah. And other than, as there's manufacturing, distribution, shipping, so many other industries are here. But I think there's few points that I just wanted to mention, that what I see this year, that the growth of Sharjah, I think Shahrukh is doing a very great job. Mr. Marwan Sarkal,
Right.
you know, and I know him personally, that the vision they have, the plans, the not only in Sharjah, the outskirt of Sharjah, there the plans are. I think, you know, if all those things are implemented in the next 3 to 5 years, I think the Sharjah would be a very, you know, much better emirate than what we see today.
Do you think that Expo 2020 will contribute more into that economical growth of, even though the Sharjah will contribute more into
I think, you know, if you look at it, Expo, I think it's more than $24 billion opportunities up there. And I think every Emirates have cash in and those things. And I think the Expo is not only a tourism, there's a lot of supply, a lot of distribution, a lot of ongoing things. And Sharjah definitely will take a fair share of that Expo. And I think Expo is not too far now, it's within 2 years.
Right.
And I think, you know, the work needs to be done now. And Expo is something that we all are looking forward for the last couple of years now. And this is the time to act. And I think Sharjah, other than Dubai, definitely should take a fair share of the market, of the Expo opportunities. And I think we as a CEO Club, we are the official procurement supplier for Expo 2020. So
right.
I work very closely with the Expo team, and I've seen their plans, and I mean, you're surprised to know that because we have submitted a lot of requirements of theirs, that a lot of things are already been taken. And people think that it's too early, but it's not, it's too late actually. You know, because a lot of good tenders have been gone, surveys, and supply and different things. So, but it's still not too late. The people should really consider on their own industry how they can contribute and cash in their own business interest from the private sector.
Okay. So, Mr. Tawfiq, during your presentation, you were mentioning about the retraining of the industry people. So, where do you see that here? You know, the system of SME sector or manufacturing sector in Sharjah Emirate. Do you think that this virtual reality is important factor to make all these industry people to the next level?
Yeah, simply virtual reality is something globally, and let's say getting in the market. It's more about the companies understand the real value of virtual reality training, and what do you call it? If the company really wants to make sure there's no injuries, there's no let's say costly mistakes that can happen in different let's say manufacturers or different industries. Once they realize the real value of it, they will start implementing it, because on the long term, it will really lower the cost of the training in general.
Yeah, Mr. Suresh, about the social connection in the business environment, where do you see that, other than just community interactions, the professional interactions like if he says LinkedIn and all, so that has to come up in a better scale? Do you think that for developing their existing level to the next?
Definitely. A platform like LinkedIn has a huge facilitating, supporting, encouraging role to play. And as Dr. Tariq mentioned, Shuruk and CEO, Mr. Al Sarkal, I think is very active on that. So you're leading from the front. You know, they're taking up the gauntlet, they're taking up the challenge. What Sharjah has done brilliantly now is they're trying to catch up for lost time. Okay, so there is a very high level of self-motivation to prove that we can be as good, if not better. Okay, and there are inspiration coming from all quarters, especially from, definitely, needless to say, Dubai, even smaller emirates like Ras Al Khaimah, and of course Abu Dhabi. You know, so there is a lot of encouraging, motivating atmosphere around that actually makes them into one of the most sought after emirate for all kinds of things. And just to extend to what Tausif is talking about in terms of virtual reality, I'm talking about the community building. You know, Education and training has been, I think, Dr. Kasmi's, forte right from the beginning. It has been beautifully positioned as the cultural capital of the Middle East, the education capital of the Middle East, and whatever it is. High-end technology, pioneering thought leadership technology like virtual reality can play a huge role in actually supporting and augmenting those kind of vision. And apart from that, I think there is a lot of entrepreneurial spirit amongst the population as well. Kazim Young, and even otherwise, the UAE almost 94% determined by SMEs, driven by SMEs. Sharjah is no different. And all those communities are on social platforms. Okay, they're driving, so whether irrespective of the business they are in, they want to kind of leverage and connect. So it is the 5C model, as we call it: content, context, conduit, leading to commerce and customer. Okay, so that is what is followed, and there is no better platform than a social platform to kind of make sure this kind of thing happens.
Do you have any suggestion for any other platform for business purpose only?
See, I think increasingly what we are seeing is we are in an attention economy. So we moved from industrial, we moved to kind of information, we moved to knowledge. We're now in an attention economy. Okay, we want to catch people's attention, whether you have to sell them goods or get investments from them. So any kind of platform that actually builds it and offers you a edge-to-edge connectivity, a human-to-human connectivity. So whether you are taking a big stakeholder who has to bring in millions of dollars or dirhams to kind of invest into something, or it could be an end user who is buying FMCG product or whatever it is, the connect has to come. So there is definitely a huge opportunity for a hybrid model which combines the power of a social platform with on-ground activations like in terms of events like this. So that becomes a go-to, come to, and the loop can go a full circle.
Again, Mr. Wasam, about you were mentioning the importance of branding. Branding and network is most important to run a business at this economic scenario. So how to brand it? That is questioning one. Then how to do the network with the branding? Do you have any suggestion on that, how to move this Sharjah companies into next level with the branding and network?
Well, first of all, as my colleagues have mentioned, Sharjah have positioned themselves as a highly cultural and very much has values, sentimentals, and this is something that's extremely important. Now, when you talk about the business front, you've noticed that even on the, you look at the different, they take a lot of care of part of the personality to see all the ministries, all the universities, all the, and also I'm sure you know that maybe just recently finished there was the cultural and the show. There is a lighting show across all the different.
Yes.
Yeah. So now definitely the brand is there, and it's very, very strong brand. The companies in Sharjah are known to be extremely competitive when it comes to. I think the government of Sharjah have laying the foundation of a cheaper model to operate, so they are able to give more value-added things. My personal advice to the companies here is to put into more care into to whom they're targeting and what they would like to be perceived at, so that eventually they'll be standing among the crowd and they'll be definitely able to compete and grab more of the market share.
Okay. Dr. Tariq, CEO Club is having that a thorough business networking platform recognized by the government of UAE. So how CEO Club can extend their arm to support the SME companies of Sharjah to come into that platform, or parallelly, or a separate network you can create for them?
I think we've been in UAE for 12 years, more than 12 years, and like I say that SMEs are the backbone of this country. And this is what we've been doing from day one. And let me mention at this time, one of the reasons that how successful we are and what we did the last week, we got the Dubai Quality Award for His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum. You know, we were the organization recognized by them because of all of our efforts that we have done into that sector. I think but regardless which industry you belong, you know, SMEs, we need to have a continuum education, because I always call it business is also education institution which you build. So you have to keep learning, you have to look at your environment, your industry, and you have to keep changing the model according to the need, because how we run a business today is completely different a decade ago or even 5 years ago. So people should be very ready, open-minded, and this youth and young generation, I think their ideas, their concept, their future, I think when they are growing in this environment, and I think it's very valuable to listen to them. They may not fit into your plan, but I think they are talking future. So I think I always advise or tell my friends that, you know, pay attention, you know, look at the environment, because how we do business in UAE is completely different where I lived 35 years in US, you know, so you have to learn the local culture, the business environment, and the people. And if you look at in UAE, we have more than 200 nationalities, so it doesn't matter how we do business in India, you have to adjust yourself. But I say one thing about this country, that 200 nationality means that we have 200 brains. So you give us any problem, we'll solve it for you here.
Great. So new trend is coming for business and investments, of course. Not empowering them by giving the information by different level of training. Thank you, panelists. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir. And we'll move on to our next session. May I request Advocate Binoy Shashi, the international lawyer, DIFC, India High Court, and partner Benz Ibmc International Law and Compliance Center, to kindly present the topic, Legal Framework for Doing Artificial Intelligence, IoT, FinTech Business in UAE. Advocate Binoy Shashi. International lawyer, DIFC, India High Court, and partner Benz Ibmc International Law and Compliance Center, kindly present the topic, Legal Framework for Doing Artificial Intelligence, IoT, FinTech Business in UAE. Advocate Binoy Shashi. Advocate Binoy Shashi enrolled in the Bar Council of Kerala in the year 2002 and practiced at the Honorable High Court of Kerala, High Court of Chennai, and Bangalore. In 2007, he shifted to Dubai and obtained legal consultancy license from the Dubai Government Legal Affairs Department and entitled to practice at the Dubai International Financial Center, DIFC Courts, and Dubai International Arbitration Center, DIAC. On 2011 onwards, serving Indian Workers Resource Center, the IWRC, under the Indian Embassy as a legal counselor. Mr. Binoy is offering volunteering service as a legal counselor to IWRC for the past 7 years and provided legal advice and service to overcome the issues of over 10,000 Indian expats in UAE. As a legal counselor of IWRC UAE, Mr. Binoy coordinated with the Indian Embassy and Consulate and released over 300 blue-collar Indian workers from the UAE jails over the last 7 years. On behalf of the Consul General of India, UAE, Mr. Binoy conducted weekly visits to over 500 labor camps to give the legal awareness and supported over 2 lakh Indian laborers working in the UAE. At the same time, conducted more than 100 legal seminars for the corporate sectors. Mr. Binoy has given the support to the Indian Embassy to publish guidelines for Indians, a guideline for any NRI visiting or residing in the UAE and presenting weekly live Law Point TV shows in the UAE TVs. He is the pioneer in authoring the book Cyber Laws at the High Court of Kerala in the year 2002, and he is one of the faculty for the statutory training for the newly selected Munsif Magistrate, the High Court of Kerala, for the subject Information Technology Act and the relevant provisions of IPC and Evidence Act and e-commerce in the year 2004. He is the member of Kerala High Court Advocates Association, India International ADR Association, and a member of International Bar Association. He is one among the 4 International Financial Court of Dubai practicing individuals, new license holders from India, and also the founder of the first international law firm in Kerala. Please welcome Advocate Binoy Shashi. The round of applause, please.
We work with robots. So, common question we can ask: suppose robot steal our mobile or robot steal our data, even if robot can hit, what is the law? Actually, there is no law still framed by UAE government. Is under process. And then before that, they all take measures how this e-commerce and artificial intelligence work with cyber laws, with business, and with the government. So I will explain what is the latest law relating to cyber laws related to internet and computer in UAE. That is a law number 2 of 2006 on combating cyber crimes relating to internet. This law was amended according to federal law number 5 of 2012 related to social media also. For artificial intelligence is now under processing based upon this amended law number 5. That means they will government is going to incorporate this artificial intelligence to the existing cyber laws of the UAE. Now the government formed Economic Zones World and Dubai Customs launched world's first purpose built smart retail hub named Matajer.com. This is the first of all hub for this cyber related matters. The key features of this zone is Dubai Customs ecosystems include e-commerce, tailored regulations, and one-stop shop solutions, then physical fulfillment facilities and services, that is world-class financial infrastructure and payment gateway, high-speed internet, storefront developer, e-marketplace platforms, and call center services. These all facilities now the government already completed. The hub will allow a customer 100% ownership, 100% repatriation of capital profits, and will offer 0% corporate and income tax. This is all related to web-based business portals and how we can go to do business and activities and everything same like physical activity that you can use in the digital world. This house physical fulfillment facilities and services will comprise e-commerce tailored small, medium, large warehouses, including third-party managed warehouses, offices, infrastructure, ready plots for land, along with highly efficient transport and logistics solutions. The e-commerce hub's financial infrastructure and payment gateway will allow fast and secure processing of international, regional, and local credit cards, prepaid cards, debit cards, or direct debit. High-speed internet will allow super-fast, reliable, and cost-effective internet access. The hub's storefront developers will offer full-service e-commerce platforms ready to serve enterprises or startups strategic B2B business to customer or business to business, developing customized storefronts, payment gateway integration, products configuration, back-end integration to accounting systems and other web services. Related to this, the plan of the government is to make robots controlled police stations and systems, cyberspace and codes related to matters inside this hub. This is all controlled by the Telecom Regulatory Authority. The e-commerce transactions are regulated by the laws of Federal Law number 102/2006 on electronic commerce and transactions. That full control of this by the authority. In accordance with the Ministerial Resolution number 1/2008 regarding the issuance of certification service provider regulations and based on Cabinet Decision 8/291 of 2006, dated October 15, 2006, an appointment of the authority as a responsible for licensing, approval, monitoring, and overseeing of activities of this certification service providers in the UAE. The e-commerce department was created initially to lead this effort. This act and respective CSP regulation applied to certification service providers operating in the UAE and to all who provide such electronic attestation service directly and indirectly to the public for commercial purposes with respect to electronic records, documentations, and signatures that are related to electronic transactions and e-commerce. So now this is a new area that we are not familiar, nobody is familiar with this hub or related matters, but actually it is already formed by the government. Now the laws, I think maybe we are expecting soon the release of the laws relating to this A. Because government is now going to implement this A in the sectors, government sectors, one by one. After that, it will complete. The main objective of the UAE government in artificial intelligence are protect the rights of persons doing business electronically and determine their obligations. Second, encourage and facilitate electronic transactions and communications by means of reliable electronic records. Facilitate and eliminate the barriers of electronic commerce and other electronic transactions resulting from uncertainties over writing and signature instruments, and promote the development of the legal and business infrastructure necessary to implement secure electronic commerce. This is the main objective of this UAE government, of this AER, the following. Facilitate the electronic filing of documents with the governmental and non-governmental agencies, departments, and promote efficient delivery of the services of such agencies and departments by means of reliable electronic communications. Minimize the incidence of forged electronic communications, alteration of communications, and fraud in electronic commerce and other electronic transactions. Establish uniform rules, regulations, and standards for the authentication of validity of electronic communications. promote public confidence in the validity, integrity, and reliability of electronic transactions, communications, and records. Promote the growth of electronic commerce and other transactions on the national and international level through the use of electronic signatures. This, based upon this objective, law is going to frame according to, this is the base. So we are expecting each section article to protect the objectives of the laws and to control the, avoid the fraud happening in the electronic commerce transaction, including digital signature, including digital transactions and payments methods. And there are 5 themes of a strategy that out of the government are. Government set up an artificial intelligence work team, which involves the formation of a UAE artificial intelligence council, headed by the minister of separately minister for this artificial intelligence, activating numerous programs, initiatives, and organizing field visit to government bodies and conducting workshops, develop capabilities of higher government leaders, enhance skills of all staffs operating in the field of technology, in addition to organizing training courses for government officials. Implementation by providing all services by artificial intelligence and full integration of AI into medical and security services. It will boost reliance on AI in routine jobs in order to save time and efforts and enhance productivity and efficiency. Launch of leadership strategy by appointing an artificial intelligence consultative council and issuing a government law on the safe use of AI. So this is the basis of the law going to be framed by UAE government. So in this situation, I cannot tell the laws because law is under construction. Maybe it will come before our section finish. In December, we are expecting. Draft is also not announced now because government is now, this council is now framing according to the other models, unilateral model law, based upon the laws of international law, international cyber laws, all to be considered to frame laws for this.
Benoy, I will ask you one question. You are also from IT as well as from legal side. So the threat, whenever we are implementing AI or IoT or FinTech, if anything is happening negatively, what would be the business threat and how to cover that?
2 days before, the European Council introduced a new law regarding the protection of data. The first priority now the world, the European Council, European Union is giving to protect the data because now when the artificial intelligence come and the blockchain is coming, all the data is in the net, it is in the digital. So protection of digital data, very important, vital, and also privacy law, privacy. So this is the 2 factors considered by the entire countries in the world together. Same time, each country has their own local laws to be followed. That will deal separately.
Actually, a lot of robotics, the services started.
Yes.
If anything goes wrong,
right,
like even though making that tea, yes, also there's robotics. Right. If it is coming anyhow, the yes, negatively. Yes. So how to cover that? We cannot blame any human or
no, actually no, we cannot say that. Now, as existing law, internet service providers are not liable for some cases. It's existing laws in the cyber laws, because internet service provider have no control for something they posted in Facebook or also their social media, but they can later they can delete or something like that. So primarily they are not accused for this. Same manner, if you are going to the artificial intelligence area, we cannot use that law because person who makes or responsible person who make the software or implementing the controlling this robots is the main person to be accused. Same like our mobile. Okay. So we are protect each robots to be protected by like same like ownership or property, who owned that?
For example, for hospital case, hospital, the surgery is happening, by robotics.
Yes.
And the hospital owner is there.
Yes.
Doctor, one physician is there,
Yes.
Directly that, monitoring that.
Right.
And this robot is doing.
Right.
That, robot made from different country.
Right.
And that is making this mistake.
Yes.
So which law will apply?
So that is the new law is going to framing considering all these aspects. If robots do something wrong, then who is responsible is the question, is the vital question that you're asking.
Yes.
So at present there are three liabilities based on the law. One is called vicarious liability. Vicarious liability means if I am the owner of the car, you are my driver, you go and hit the car, then I am also one of the accused because this is vicarious liability. Even though you have done the job, you done the mistake, I am also liable. Another one is strict liability. That means who the person who done the wrong, he is only liable. Then tortious liability, that is very compensated. So here, robots, maybe I think vicarious liability is the applicable law going to come because who is the person responsible for this robot? That to be like administrator. His name is registered. He is the person to control this robot. Even in hospital, which department is robot, one doctor is there. He is the main responsibility for this robot. Maybe that law is going to, I think so, the vicarious liability is
it is so sure that insurance premium will be higher.
Maybe.
For covering these three parties.
Cover all things.
So
Now,
thank you so much, Advocate Binoy, for sharing your information.
Right.
And it was nice, and definitely next programs we can explore more into that.
Going to increase.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Advocate Binoy. May I request Mr. Sajid Kumar, our CEO, to kindly hand over a token of appreciation to Mr. Binoy Shashi, please. Thank you very much, Mr. Binoy. We'll move on to our next session. It is a project presentation on Ayurveda, the alternative medicine, business investment opportunities in the UAE. And the topic will be presented by Mrs. Monica Agarwal. She's a partner of Ibmc International UAE. A brief about Ms. Monica Agarwal. She's a designer and a yoga instructor and as a partner of Ibmc. Monica started art and artistic interiors in the year 2008 with a mantra that radiates innovative ideas and bringing joy and satisfaction to their clients. Artin has evolved into an international practice that today provides project management along with the full range of interior design and fit-out solutions for the corporates, developers, hoteliers, and retailers. Monica has been invited as a speaker on the design forums and has contributed in from articles and delivering lectures at the universities on hospitality and entrepreneurship. She has been featured in the Super 100 Indian Women Achievers in the Middle East and Africa. She has also covered her journey from royal office to the hospitality to the entrepreneurship. She got elected on the 8th Administrative Board of Indian Business and Professional Council. She takes various initiatives to promote trade relations between UAE and India. It provides a platform to its members to interact both social and business level. And Ms. Monica recently completed her Himalayan expedition covering 19,000 feet at Nemo Peak as well. She is a qualified yoga instructor and take free classes as part of her CSR activities. Monica clears her yoga exam at all India level from the Ayush Ministry, Government of India. Monica strongly believes in contributing to society and wants everyone to be aware that how important is health, and with very little effort and right guidance, one can avoid numerous health issues. Please welcome Ms. Monica Agarwal on the topic Ayurveda, alternative medicine, business investment opportunities in UAE.
No, just a second. Excuse me, just a second.
And with very little effort and right guidance, one can avoid numerous health issues. Please welcome Ms. Monica Agarwal.
No, you see, it's not coming.
like this.
No, it will not look good. Earlier it was coming. Is there somebody else who will be presenting then? Meanwhile, you can see this. Adnan's presentation.
Not in the evening.
Can you switch off this?
Can I open it again?
Okay. I open.
Where is the file? This one. On this?
Done, yeah.
This one.
This one.
What is this? That narrations is not coming. Sorry for the interruption. We'll be clearing it shortly.
The second one.
This one, right?
Yeah. Just a second.
No, this underlying comments are not coming. See, this has to come when you put it.
Which was coming earlier.
Second.
Just a second. I'll get my mobile.
And this has to come. I don't know how to take it. It's not that. It's
Ojas, which means vigor and vitality, and which brings balance between mind, body, and at the spirit level. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to be here on the occasion of the UAE India Business Fest 2018 to present the business opportunities in the alternate healthcare system, which is not only a growing industry, it's also socially business committed model. Ayurveda is 5,000-year-old natural healing system of medicine. Ayurveda reminds us that health is the balanced and dynamic integration between our environment, body, and spirit. Ayurveda is a science of life, or the knowledge about life. To put it simply, it's a way of living. Alternate medicine's global outlook. As you see, like what is the alternative medicine and complementary medicine market worth is going to reach into 2025 is around $196.87 billion. And Europe and Asia Pacific regions emerges as clear hotspots for these forms of therapies and combine to generate the major share of market revenue. Developing regions such as Latin America and Middle East are set to witness considerable growth in the coming years. What we see in the Middle East and North Africa, which is the fastest growing wellness tourism market, if you see how the wellness trips from 2012 in UAE itself has reached from 779,000 to 1.7 million, which is in itself a growth of 17.9%, whereas the tourism annual growth, which is going to reach is like 8.1, which has reached 8.1%. So the wellness tourism growth is much higher than the travel or the tourism growth. It's only about the UAE which I spoke. If you see the numbers down, whether it's Israel or Iran or Jordan or Tunisia, anywhere, the overall wellness tourism growth has reached much, much higher. Here, the current MENA wellness tourism market across Middle East, North Africa, combining inbound and domestic, have reached 7 million annually, while expenditure have reached 7.3 billion USD dollars. The global wellness sector growth projections from 2015 to 2020, whether it is the spa facilities or the thermal mineral springs or wellness tourism, everywhere you're seeing a growth. Why Ayurveda? The alternate medicine alternate healthcare system is gaining so much of popularity. Due to the hectic lifestyles, many of us are suffering with lifestyle-oriented problems, diseases like acidity, blood pressure, cholesterol, diabetes, thyroid-related problems. The continuous exposure of AC inside the room and warm climate outside and lack of insufficient water results in the disturbed homeostasis of the body, causing conditions like kidney stones, uric acid. Obesity is another major globalizing issue faced by all age groups due to high calorie intake and lack of exercises. Due to the job-oriented tensions and unhealthy food habits, stress, anxiety, and insomnia are very common, finally manifest into the stages of depression. Another feature is due to the unhealthy habits and lack of fiber content in diet results in constipation and later end up in piles and fisheries, etc. Considering the new initiatives of Ayush and the features of global unwilling habits and lack of fiber content clearly indicates the need of more wellness centers in UAE. So here we not only bring wellness center, it's also backed by Ayurveda. I'll just play one of the videos. Sorry, some problem with the... Excuse me, can... No, this is something to be linked with the volume.
With the World Health Organization to popularize Ayurveda. Minister of State for Health and Family Welfare, Shripad Nayak, has said the Ayush Ministry will sign an agreement with the World Health Organization to popularize Ayurveda across the world. He was speaking at the foundation stone-laying ceremony for the hospital block of Regional Ayurveda Research Institute for Metabolic Disorders in Bengaluru. The foundation to popularize Ayurveda. Minister of State for Health and Family Welfare has said the Ayush Ministry will sign an agreement with the World Health Organization to popularize Ayurveda across the world. He was speaking at the foundation stone-laying ceremony for the hospital block of Regional Ayurveda Research Institute for Metabolic Disorders in Bengaluru. The foundation stone for the hospital was laid by Urban Development Minister Venkaiah Naidu along with the minister. Addressing the function, Minister Venkaiah Naidu said that research in Ayurveda has become the need of the hour, and it is currently being adopted into the mainstream healthcare systems in the country. Ayurveda is one of the oldest medical systems across the world.
The UAE is set to become the hub for promoting the traditional and complementary alternative medicines in the region, with the country joining hands with India in principle on several plans. Top officials of both the countries held elaborate discussions on taking forward major proposals to support the wider acceptance of these branches of medicines during the first International Ayush Conference and exhibition in Dubai on 9th November 2017. Why Ayurveda is important in UAE? More than 60% of the people here are suffering from the complaints or ailments I just mentioned, and we offer time-tested, complete solutions through Ayurveda. We, through Ayurveda, provide solutions for multiple issues, multiple diseases. Few of the things which I have mentioned here are hypertension, back pain, knee joints, hair fall, dandruff, gout, cervical spondylitis, constipation, acidity, plus many other chronic ailments like gynecological disorders, wellness rejuvenation, lifestyle modifications, diet, detoxification of the body, plus a lot more. Our services also consist of special herbal facial, Ayurvedic body wrap, body scrub, hair care and scalp therapy, mother and child care, and the postnatal therapies for mother and child. What are the treatments that we are going to cover is like Abhyangam, Shirodhara, Shirovasti, full body dhara. Many of you who are from India are aware of these treatments, and for who are not from India may be learning today a lot many things. Physical, Urvartanam, which is the power massage, Pindaswadam, Talapodichil, Mukhalepam, Netratarpam, Karnapuranam, Kativasti, herbal system. So there are a lot many things that we are covering. Why it's an attractive industry model for the investors? Factors such as increase in adoption of alternative medicines by people, combined with the government initiatives of a number of key countries to enhance reach, is expected to help in expansion revenue generation avenues. Alternative forms of therapy are used in the treatment of chronic ailments. Long-term pain, among others, are also used for additional vitamins and other dietary supplementation of regular diet. Moreover, with considerable increase in the cost of conventional medicine and inclination towards body wellness rather than pharmaceutical care is likely to boost the market over the forecast period. And also these treatments now are covered by major insurance. Well, this is our Wellness is our Center 5 years business operating module, which is like this OJIS Wellness 5-year business module is covering, which is the, being the traditional time-tested treatments which we are bringing from India to UAE for the benefits of the service and the business community. So they don't have to specially take holidays and travel for treatments. They can enjoy health along with work here itself. Family inclusion is also possible being in UAE. This is the perfect investment. Diversifications for those who are looking for business opportunities in non-oil sector with very high expansion possibilities in all Emirates and MENA region. This is a project has an attractive ROI of 50 to 100% in 4 to 5 years time with an investment of 3 to 5 million for each center. As we have a very good growth potential across the UAE, GCC and MENA region, we are open for discussions with investors looking to invest in alternate healthcare facilities. This is a socially committed business model aligning with the goal of rulers of the country to be healthy and happy. Thank you so much. If anybody has any questions, we can discuss now or later.
Thank you very much, Monica. May I request Mr. Sajid Kumar to kindly lead the Q&A, please?
Hi, Monica. It was a good presentation, informative. And it is so sure that if we start the business, wellness as well as
Sorry, I didn't hear.
yeah, you tell me that. So which all are the areas is focusing for that? Say if we are starting this business, people are focusing to this business, which all are areas they can able to?
If we talk about we can look at from a few points, one from the health side and other from the business side. As I mentioned that this is a socially committed business model. During the presentation, I shared that because of stress, tension, environmental conditions, social pressures, we get into a lot of problems at psychological level, which comes down at our physical level. So these can be treated without the heavy doses of antibiotics. Like we only depend on antibiotics, which is good. But it definitely gives the instant relief. But how it's causing the problem in the later stage in the body, this is the awareness which needs to be created in the market. That's why I say it's a socially committed business model. And this is also like when we look at the alternate healthcare, this is, if you see from the non-oil sector side, this is one of the investments which requires here in this market, it has got a lot of potential for the growth. Not only in UAE, it's like complete the entire Middle East or the MENA regions. As I shared the datas, the researches which has been done as the growth models have been shown in the coming 10 years time, like by 2020 or 2025.
Fine. So this is the beginning of that Ayurvedic, if we say that the medical tourism, it's happening across the UAE, huge demand is there. And as we are telling about UAE in India, India in UAE, so Indian, all this traditional kind of healthcare sector is coming to UAE. And you can also be a part of that. Where do you see that the medical model? You were telling about the second year onwards.
No, it's 50 to 100%. It will be reaching from 4 to 5 years time. When we see it's at this model, like we start from, like if we go on a very conservative side, it is like we start from 16%, the annual ROI on this is coming out to be. And this we can discuss it like how and what size of center we are planning to come up with. And one of the things which it requires, it requires a lot of awareness. As I was talking outside, like during the lunch break or during the tea time on this and taking the views of the people, many of the people who are not from, who doesn't have the idea about the Ayurveda, they take it as a spiritual side. It is nothing to do with the religion or the spiritual. There is, I think, some confusion. This is absolutely to do with your body. So when we are talking about our body, it is nothing about religion. So take care of our body. If we don't take the heavy doses of antibiotics, how we can take care of our body? There are many other ways which needs a lot of awareness, which needs to be created.
Yeah, very much clear that awareness that is important in this sector. So people are going to India for getting all the services, you know, the or treatment, what Monica was mentioning about that. But, you know, this project is coming down here. India government also taken a lot of initiative for, spreading out this information across UAE by conducting that Ayush, that conference and all.
Ayush
Can you please explain
Ministry.
about that? What all our India government is taking that the initiative here for
See,
spreading this
Ayush,
message?
which is a ministry, Ayush means Ayurveda, Yoga, Unani, naturopathy. So these, like when we abbreviate homeopathy, this is abbreviated as Ayush. So the ministry of Ayush has been set up in India, and which is taking initiatives and talking, already the pact has been signed with the UN to create a global awareness.
Yeah, see, if we are considering the business, the requirement is most important. After starting the business, we were running for the business and all. But here in Ayurveda, across UAE, if you are saying that business is there, the requirements are there. Only the thing is we need to start it. So where business opportunities are also there, then investment as well. So is there any provision for the investors can come into this project?
Yeah, see, when the internet has come, or when the Wi-Fi we heard for the first time, there was a lot of confusion whether it's going to work, whether it's not going to work. It's the similar way now we are accepting the virtual reality or the augmented reality or the blockchain or cryptocurrency for that matter. It is like slowly and slowly it is coming in our system. Yes, there are things. So similarly, when we talk about Ayurveda, especially in this part of the region, we say it's the upcoming thing and which has a huge potential. And we are not talking about one center, we are talking about the expansion also. It's like starting with Dubai or like the other Emirates, going on to the GCC and further expanding in the MENA region.
So yoga also included into this project, yoga?
Yes. See, yoga, what people understand is just a certain form of exercise which is going to keep you slim or which is going to keep you little away from diseases. It's not only that. It comes why, like, we have to go in a little depth that how yoga helps. It's not only yoga helps at the external level, at the physical level that you're looking beautiful. Like if you say how the beauty comes on the face, it is until and unless you're internally beautiful. And with yoga, when you sit and do these exercises, and it's a breath control and all, so it shows on your face. We as like anyone as a human being, we run after beauty and the age control. Very simple things like we can manage it from the yoga, and yoga only doesn't have as the exercise as I mentioned, we have a lot of yoga therapies by which, especially when we talk about the back pain and all, when we are taking the medicine, it is a very temporary relief. Back pain with yoga, you can really cure it. It's just why like yoga and Ayurveda, it takes a little time and an effort from our side.
See, actually, Ayurveda, if we are considering that prevention of illness, that we can consider like that, instead of that taking that, so whenever illness is coming and going to that, well, before that, all precautions we can able to take up. And one more thing you were mentioning about the project cost, that's 4 to 5 million. So this is a one-time or phase-wise you have scheduled?
See, it is, if we say it's 70 to 80% of the cost is initially, And then it's the running of the cost, because the setup itself requires that much, because the licenses, the premises, the interior, the equipment, all these takes up the 60 to 80% of the cost initial level also, at initial level itself.
Yeah, any other question from audience?
Just wanted to elaborate more on Ms. Monica. Actually, this is a very rare business model as such. In UAE, you don't find like these kind of businesses. But still there is like other businesses which is separated, some herbal medicals and some separate yoga classes, and that's the ultimate objective is to heal the body, heal the mind, heal the, all these kind of illness or whatever, stressness. So I believe this kind of business would need first, as you mentioned, Mr. Sajid, will awarenesses and marketing, because this will be a part of medical tourism in the UAE, because there's not many people knows about this in India, but if it is established in Dubai, in UAE, where it's considered as a hub for the other continent, so there will be more opportunities for people to come here and understand exactly what is it. Because if you go and dig behind, you find a little people who travel from Far East to India to search for these kind of sessions or healing or herbals, just to heal something in their body or in their mind. So it's very important. It's very unique, I can call it, in the market of the UAE. But eventually, you need, or the business will need you to put it in a way where people will really understand exactly what is it, because will be like somehow a new culture. In the old days, our fathers and grandfathers, they used to go to India for looking for these kind of cures and medical treatment, and herbals and yoga and other natural things. So it used to be there, but it's in all days was different. There was no marketing, not many people knows about it. But yeah, that's if you do it in a way that as you mentioned here in your presentation, that will be a very good step to have this kind of investment and business in UAE. Thank you.
Definitely. Last year when we had a program at Al Quoin Emirate, we were focusing for medical tourism. And Al Quoin, what we found that our investors found for the medical tourism. So this kind of, the analysis are coming up. So all Middle East people are moving to India for this kind of medical treatment, where they can focus to UAE itself. Not only from UAE, the other GCC countries, the people can invite to UAE. This will be the additional to that contribution to the GDP growth of UAE as medical tourism.
See, the people are traveling from UAE to India for the treatments. Many of the, even if we talk about the Arabs, they are aware, who are aware rather. I was talking to some Arabs, and they are aware of it, and they love to travel to India for the treatments. But when you're traveling from here to India, there is a loss of work also. You have to take holidays, and then you have to go. So here, what we're talking, we are bringing the Indian medicine to the Arab land. So along with the work you can enjoy, and the family inclusion is also possible.
Yeah, that's right. As she was mentioning about our stress or hair losing or gray hair, so that is showing that the healthiness of the person. So if it is coming up, so we have to see that how to prevent from all these kind of things. So Ayurveda is the good business model for the business people, those who are looking for the diversified area of business. Thank you so much. Any other? Yeah, one more.
I just wanted to add something to what you just said. With regards to different alternate medicine treatments that you can see, In the Islamic history, if you look, hijama was something which was very famous. But over a period of time, the importance of hijama is reduced and everybody is into Panadols and antibiotics. But now the trend is changing. If you see, we're all going back to hijama and alternative medicine, and the trend is coming back to alternate medicine. So, in my opinion, the timing is right for such an initiative here, especially not just because on the perspective of the demand which is there, but the trend is also heading towards that direction. And awareness in the era that we live in, with the social marketing trend that we have in the videos, explanatory videos come in, I think UAE will become a hub for medical tourism because of this kind of initiative here.
Yeah, it is. Like, see, if we talk about like 10 to 15 years back, or rather a little more back, we go, nobody knew what Dubai is. Now everywhere, like everyone knows what Dubai is, and everybody wants to come to Dubai. It's just the question of awareness, how it has to be created. And as you said, you were saying that this is a very unique thing. Yes, for this market, it may look to be a unique proposition or unique therapy. But when we talk about India, it is well known in any, though it is from the southern side of India, from Kerala especially, but yet the entire, like any other state also you talk, people are aware of it. And it's very well known.
Yeah, so entire study center.
Last this things, because even the Prime Minister of India is the biggest ambassador of yoga. And now UNASO has accredited the International Yoga Day. UAE has also celebrated in a bigger way. One particular question I just need to make it much more clear. Being a certified yoga instructor from the Ministry of Health,
it's very well known. I do tell them the steps, like what has to be done if somebody is having the back pain, or somebody is having little other, like the knee pain, or some ailments like this. I do tell them. And I plan to go it at a public level, also at CSR level. Everything is not for money. So if you learn something, you have to give also. As our other friend was talking, like as Facebook is taking, nothing giving. So this is more on the something to give towards the society.
Thank you very much, Monica.
So entire project, entire data are available with Monica. So if you want to start that business, please contact. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Ms. Monica. May I request Mr. Sajid Kumar to kindly hand over a token of appreciation to Ms. Monica. A big round of applause, please. Thank you.
And thank you for the, sorry for the hiccups of the technological problem.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, we will move on to our next session. Ibmc UAE Business of 2018. We have started a new initiative starting from our inaugural session in Burj Khalifa in Armani Hotel. We had launched a new initiative that is Emirati Business Conclave. It's a business and investment best practices with Emirati business leaders, a special focus to artificial intelligence, IoT, fintech, and the investment opportunity between both the countries. So our next session is the Emirati Business Conclave 2018. May I request the stage to be arranged for the same thing. And so this Emirati Business Conclave 2018 in the Sharjah Emirate will be led by our Chief Industry Advisor, Mr. Adnan Muhammad bin Abdullah. He's the Ibmc Emirati Business Support Center Chief Industry Advisor. And will be attended by Mr. Ahmad Obaid Al-Tayr, is the Emirati business leader. Ms. Khadija Ahmad Abdulaziz Ahmad Barsat is the Emirati business leader. And Ms. Mariam Saeed Abdullah Abdul Rahim Al-Jani. May I request Mr. Adnan Muhammad, Mr. Ahmad Obaid Al-Tayr, Ms. Khadija, and Ms. Mariam Saeed to be kindly on the stage, please. A brief introduction about Mr. Adnan Muhammad bin Abdullah is a founder and managing director of Etkan and Bahanas. Adnan believes that everyone's lifestyle is interrelated and how much literacy and knowledge they have, and He is a strong believer that learning is from the cradle to the grave. He is a sole entrepreneur and the founder of ICANN International Education Research and Development Firm, as well as the Bahamas General Trading. He is a self-esteemed developer, trainer, entrepreneur, and mentor. He has spent 17 years working in the business development and information technologies. He decided to lead and create the real development using technologies, striving to help new generation to live with smart technologies. Adnan's education aspect continued to be a lecturer for Dubai's employees certified by Dubai Human Resource Development Department. His objectives became more realistic and valuable, believing that the literacy is the path of nation's development. He has received his 2 master's degree in quality management from Wollongong University in Dubai and in business administration from Columbus University in US. He is mainly working in the business development consultation for smart technologies and smart education usage, augmented and virtual reality and IoT. Most welcome, Mr. Adnan Mohammed, and a brief introduction about Mr. Ahmad Obaid Al-Tayr.
Thank you.
Mr. Al-Tayr have an overall total 20 years of experience in different industries. He is currently working in the government as a senior manager, internal audit, and he is a tax agent certified by the FDA. He previously worked as a regional operation manager, financial controller in retail business, financial controller in the government audit, broker in financial market, and also worked in the retail banking. He is a holder of 2 master degrees in finance and banking, forensic accounting investigation, bachelor's degree in accounting, certified fraud examiner, and a diploma in VAT. Most welcome, Mr. Ahmad Obaid Al-Tayr. A brief introduction about Ms. Khadija Hamad Abdulaziz. Ms. Khadija Basad is an Emirati female driven by creativity and innovation. Her passion leads her to continuously pursue skills and knowledge to break current status quo and grasp more challenges. She has always been a pioneer in sharing her experiences locally and globally, such as ACBSP, Accreditation Council for Business Schools and Programs, and Higher Colleges of Technology, Dubai Women's College Entrepreneurship Club. In 2014, Khadija's dream became true by establishing the first college-based incubator in Dubai in collaboration with Dubai Small and Medium Enterprises and Hamdan Innovation Incubator. In 2015, Khadija received Mohammed bin Rashid Award for Young Business Leaders for spreading the spirit of innovation and entrepreneurship among students. Since end of 2015, Khadija became a full-time entrepreneur. She founded 2 companies. Her first company, Meet the Locals, focuses on introducing the Emirati culture to expat residents, tourists, and her second company is related to technology. Most welcome, Ms. Khadija Bazad. A brief introduction about Ms. Mariam Saeed Abdullah. Ms. Mariam Saeed is the CEO of Alibda Al-Habdi Investment. She is the owner and CEO, and she's mainly into the planning, strategy, budgeting, and marketing of the company, starting the first 3 years in agriculture investment, especially in the organic agriculture. She went to set up and develop the organic farms, started with the 2 and currently 7 more in this year in 2016. Supporting the factories to have the organic certificate, organic pesticide factory in Turkey, marketing the organic products in the exhibition, 3 years in participating in the exhibition of organic agriculture, overseas exhibitions as well, and currently 7 more will be the FIT exhibitions, Dubai Municipality campaign of Grow Your Food. She is one of the top 100 entrepreneurs in UAE by ITP. Most welcome, Ms. Mariam Saeed
Thank you, Anu.
Al-Janaibi. So over to Mr. Adnan, the Chief Industry Advisor, to start the Emirati Business Conclave 2018 for Sharjah Emirate.
Thank you, Anu, for the introduction.
Greet them with a big round of applause, please. Thank you.
Welcome, everybody. In fact, as Mr. Anoop mentioned, we have started this initiative along with the IBMC and with their support and with their vision. Being there as an Emirati, we are aiming and our objective is to open the doors between UAE entrepreneurs and India entrepreneurs. and exchange our skills, expertise, investment, and open and create more opportunities in the market. Because there is lots of opportunity in UAE, and there is lots of opportunity in India. Yes, we want the investment to come to UAE, but we still need to invest back in India and do some business with them, which will put both countries in a very good business relation, which is already there, but we want to improve it. I'm always mentioning that in 2017, Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, the Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi, he visited India in 2017 or maybe early 2016 and signed an MOU with the Indian government, with the Modi, His Excellency Modi. So that MOU was to open a relationship between UAE and India. And an investment was put and invested as $75 billion in some sectors, which is sectors there, in agriculture and infrastructure and health sectors. Last month in Dubai, in Armani Hotel, we started with, we had entrepreneurs, Emiratis entrepreneurs who are investing and having their own company in technology, in artificial intelligence, IoT, augmented reality, virtual reality. That was the first batch of the Emirati conclave. Today in Sharjah, I'm welcoming all my Emiratis friends here. They are entrepreneurs who have been in the market, experiencing the changes, the growth, the challenges, everything. So today, we are going to express our needs and our thoughts in front of our friends, the Indian entrepreneurs and investors, to think with us and to look at the opportunities that we are trying to point. And if we see some, I'm sure they will see some business opportunities that they will love to put their hand with us to do a business together. So I will start with to look at the opportunities that we are trying to, maybe a question is like, of diversification of the business in UAE. If we are talking about diversification of the business, and I would like to ask Mr. Ahmed Al-Tayr, what kind of business are you expecting of diversification business in UAE, and which is in which sector exactly that you would look at? Yeah. Yes.
Hello. Okay. Well, I believe in the recent years, there are a number of initiatives has been raised and brought up by the government, especially in technology, which I believe that it will impact the private and also the public sector positively in terms of increasing the diversification of the economy and create more opportunities for investors. From those technology-oriented direction, I believe at the top is artificial intelligence. Last year, at the end of 2017, the government has set the strategy of artificial intelligence, which makes UAE the first of its kind as a government to direct investment in artificial intelligence in the region and also in the globe. And we can see this reflected in so many government organizations. For example, if we start with DIWA, they have came up with Rammas, which is basically a robot doing the customer service job, in which he can answer any inquiry related to the service provided by the organization. The advantage of that is cutting the queues and the waiting time, plus doing as much as transaction that a normal individual cannot do. This is one. There are many similar initiatives came up by Dubai Police and and other sectors. For example, if we talk about the education, Dubai KHDA has recently announced the platform of Rahal, which will change the way education has been delivered. It is a kind of device. I didn't have a chance to look at it or search about it, but basically it will enable students to study and learn wherever they are and whenever they want. So this is a unique concept which will impact the education differently. Just today, before I came, I have read in the news that Abu Dhabi has manufactured the first car called a Ream by Sandstorm company, a company called Sandstorm. So this is a very good start for the manufacturing industry, having a full car manufactured in Abu Dhabi, in UAE. I expect the next step will be an electrical car. That's what I expect from this initiative. Still, they have the engine size of 2.0, and they are promising to deliver the rest of the range. Renewable energy is very good. Also, example, there are 3 projects I can recall. Shams Dubai, if you know about it. We have Mohammed bin Rashid Solar Park, and also Masdar City in Abu Dhabi. So I believe a lot can be done in this industry. And I think that industry and the development in this industry will last for more than 30, 40 years. I mean, we can add a lot in this industry for the coming 30 to 40 years. What else? Fintech, financial technology. I think some people have talked about that, and still we are not really have very much of knowledge about it. But we can see that there are lots of startups, especially here in Dubai, coming up with so many different ways of delivering financial services in a simple way, less expensive, from a small office with few individuals at somewhere in the city that you cannot notice, but they can deliver you the same service of a bank. For example, remittances. You can do it through the app now. You don't need to do it through any exchange house. Borrowing money. Now there is something called crowd lending, and I believe it has crossed more than $100 million. So individual can review profile of other individual and lend them money with a minimal interest rate amount. So there are, I expect a lot of diversification, especially with the technology in many areas. Also the railway, we have transportation and railway is a very good sector to be considered. I read in the news just yesterday, there is, we know about the project which is Hyperloop, but there is a cargo Hyperloop taking place in Dubai port, which will deliver your shipment within 48 hours wherever you are in the globe. At the beginning when I read it, I thought UAE. Then it was on the globe. That means if you are in US or Australia, you can get your shipment in 48 hours if the person is, shipping that is from, I mean, he's located in Dubai. So that is a really unique service, and it is surprising how technology can change things and can deliver a value. So I think technology will be in the top, I think, top list in which investor can invest in.
You're right.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Ahmed. Exactly. I mean, you brought up in my mind some other thoughts, like, and the number of business that we will be doing, we will be needing a technology and to help us to do that, to achieve the goal of doing that business. Whatever that you mention, there is a technology, and the new segment, the new trend in technology is the IoT, the virtual, all these kind of the new business. That's not forgetting that to mention Mr. Ahmed is also a specialist, and he is specialized in auditing and mainly also with the finance stuff and things. So his area will require also technology, which is a blockchain technology. That's the technology which will help the fintech to survive, and the cryptocurrency that, as he mentioned as well. Khadija, if you can tell, if you had an opportunity to invest to have a partner from India, in which area would like to partner with the Indian entrepreneurs or Indian investors, in a sense, or which business that we would like? Let's talk a bit about your side of business, and how would you like to, if there is an opportunity and chance to partner with Indian, how would you like that to happen?
Okay. My business is called Meet the Locals. Basically, what we do is we provide opportunities for expat, whether they are residents or tourists, to meet local people, to know more about their business. The reason why we started this business is we as locals, we are the minority in terms of our population. So we have tourists in our country in the locals. Basically, what we do is different tourist patches. They are plans to meet local people. So they don't know much about our culture. So what we basically do is we organize cultural events for them. We do tour guiding. We have a group of Emirati tour guides. And we also have like some corporate services, like cultural induction for employees, for corporates, and handling delegates. So I'll be interested to partner with entrepreneurs or businesses in India which is related to travel. So we can coordinate and work together. So if I have a group from UAE going to India, so they can help me like with the best attractions depending on the theme of the travel. And if they have like groups of Indian professionals coming to the UAE, we can do the cultural induction for them, take them to different places, like plan tours for them, as we customize our services for our clients.
I think yes. I think there's lots of this kind of tourism. It's kind of tourism, but it is actually there's a meaning behind this business. Like she is exchanging the cultures, the understanding of different cultures. Mainly, she's focusing in UAE. Would like to tell the world how is the UAE culture by maybe sending them in a tourist trip, or maybe inside the UAE and outside the UAE, I believe, I understand.
Currently, we are doing it inside the UAE, but in the future, we'll be expanding.
Yeah.
And
so if you go to India, I think you would need someone who would work with you to not just find your places, even to facilitate other facilities for the people who will be visiting, understanding the Indian cultures, and also sending, or also even showing them and the Arab cultures, and how the Arab culture is maybe similar, very similar to Indian culture in many places. So that would be, I think, the opportunity back there in India. And of course, this kind of partnership is very important, because honestly speaking, this is something that I haven't seen something like that. But maybe there is some agency, but they don't work on culture more than just travel agencies or things. Maybe you know better about this one. And so that is an opportunity to have a partner from India. They can send you people from India to take them a tour here in UAE, and also from UAE back to India as well. So that is that's interesting, I think. If I ask Ms. Maryam about the type of business that you do, which I know you will be talking about, there's a lot of opportunity in India. By the way, she's dealing with organics farms and planting, organic from the seed level to the creation of the farm, and she can explain better in this. But if we look at back in India, we talk about a wide land, a good, rich land of where we find lots of organic lands and soils, which help her business to expedite and grow faster. Maybe from there to UAE, maybe some amount of this plants of seeds can be planted and taken care here in UAE, but not everything can be done here as well, I believe. So if you look from this perspective, where do you see the collaboration can be done?
The main core of our business is agribusiness.
Agribusiness.
Like the chain from production until consumption. So we need the technology between these chains. The idea to have a company in organic agriculture, because agriculture in UAE, it's something in our country for a long time ago. It is our heritage. Plus, it was with India. So we came up on this sector with developing ideas, and with India we can have like collaboration in technology, because they have the diversity in area in their country. So they have the small technology that helps the small farmer to use it. Plus they have the technology for packaging materials, because they use sustainable materials because of their culture. We can use this. Plus they are highly developed now in technology. So we can use also how we can do the auditing, how we can use how we can create machines that we can use it in the agriculture or in packaging. And about the robots and these things, we can use it also for marketing, as Mr. Ahmed said, like how to introduce the people, because now this is how you attract the people. This is how I can see the collaboration. Yeah.
And I can see there's some maybe useful information for Ms. Monica. She's here. When you were talking about the herbal things and herbal stuff that can help the project that you're coming with. So I'm just thinking that you might find out, like, okay, I need to grow up some herbals. Maybe I don't need to grow it in India with this huge quantity, but it might be happening here. Some small lands and small, that is, I mean, maybe something that can be done here, or maybe can be done in India and bring it here and. Okay. Don't matter.
I rather would love to have this kind of a facility here if it is being provided, because then I don't have to travel so much.
Yeah, see,
that's nice, and if people wants to see themselves, and it definitely builds up the trust.
Exactly.
With people.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, if there is like some farmers that you're helping to grow, maybe they would like to grow or plant some herbals. Okay, for the market, and then these kind of businesses and other businesses can be their partners. They can use it. You know, that's a way or another way, direct or indirect way of doing business. Now, a question for all of you guys: have you ever thought to find a partner from India? And if yes, was it easy or difficult to find them? If no, do you think finding a partner from India is an easy thing or a hard thing? Particular in your business class or business area? Mr. Ahmed?
I think finding a partner generally is not that easy job, because there are so many elements would be involved. I believe one of them is the trust, and to find the partner with expertise that he claims to possess. I mean, in a way, because the market is big, and the requirements are changing every day, and you need somebody who should keep up with the changes and who should deliver what he claims. So it's not that easy as it seems to be, but definitely at the end you can find the right partner in a way or another, I believe.
Okay. Ms. Mariam.
Actually, we tried until yesterday to
That's
find a supplier for agriculture inputs.
Yeah.
And small machineries.
Agriculture for small machineries.
Yes.
Yeah. And?
Not yet.
Nothing yet. I think there are people from agriculture here, if I'm not mistaken. I don't see them here.
Yeah, I agree that finding a partner is a difficult thing. For me, the locals, I have a co-founder. Actually, we worked together like even before getting our license for 8 months. So that time gave me like I had the chance to work with him like for 8 months to know like his attitude, if I can trust him. And after 8 months, we registered the business. So we were doing the testing and everything. So finding a partner, it's not easy, like even having a local partner or an expat partner.
I think it isn't weird a bit, because the majority friends here, it's Indian, and we are having difficulties to find a partner in India. So that is some unequal, and I mean, that is not even balanced, like if I can mention it this way. If we want to find the gap here, if I think, what is the gap here? Is lack of trust or not finding the right people in the right place? Maybe this kind of conclave that can help Indian entrepreneurs and Emiratis entrepreneurs to know each other and come to a point where they open doors, and they might not be at the beginning at the same business line, but they might end up doing the same business, because an entrepreneur, by the end of the day, he's an entrepreneur. He would like to do a business. Either he is understand or he's going to understand in the future. So this is I see is an opportunity here. For me, if I'm talking about myself, I've always been working with the Indian, honestly, because I found lots of opportunity, and they find lots of opportunity in UAE. So I can tell how important it is to work together, and it is not just few years relation. It is thousands of years of relation, long time back. So I think from here we can tell the Indian nation and the Arab nation and UAE that we are here. We can sit on one table. We can discuss. We can understand each other more. We can open the opportunities because there's lots of opportunities can be generated here. Lots of billions of dollars in investment and business. If I would like to ask you, Mr. Ahmed, if you want, would you like to invest you as an Emirati back in India? If you got an opportunity, a good business, what is your opinion about if you? Yeah.
I visited India twice,
yeah.
Bombay and Kerala, and I like it a lot over there. In terms of investment, I think, yeah, definitely, I would consider that, but, or I would consider it, but especially if I get the incentive to do that. When I talk about the incentives, there are several factors an investor should consider before putting his capital and fund. Some related to the security, some related to the growth, the genuine of the investment, the provision of transferring the capital back when needed. So yes, I think yes, but those incentives need to be in place first.
Ms. Khadija, if I would like ask you, would you like to visit India to have a business meeting there?
Yes, sure. I believe there are a lot of opportunities in India where we can invest in, especially in the technology, like for developing applications, and they have a good number of good developers. So yeah,
so
I would
you will
be
be interested to visit India
yeah.
for business meeting. What about you, Ms. Mariam?
I would like to have opportunity with them in tourism.
In tourism?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. Tourism is also a...
They have very nice positive energy.
Yeah, good. Okay, so I believe, I mean, now me being heading the panelist for the second time, listening to my partners and friends, Emiratis friends, about where is the gap between the entrepreneurs, the Emiratis entrepreneurs and Indian entrepreneurs, and where we need to build the right bridge and where we should build the right direction to them. So I believe there is, I'm sure there is lots of opportunities coming on. And now you have heard whatever that we have discussed here. People are sitting here, people behind the cameras sitting back in India, back in India in their homes and in their offices as investors and entrepreneurs. They would really would need to understand exactly this conclave through IBMC, and we can open this door and talk on the table. Either they visit us here, we can host them, or we go there back in India and understand exactly their culture. Depends on the type of businesses or the class of businesses. And with this, I would leave last word for my colleagues here before we end this discussion. Would you like to add something, Ms. Mariam?
I would like to thank the organizer for this event, and hopefully our discussion will reach to the target that we want, and we are waiting for them.
Mr. Ahmed.
Thank you very much for this opportunity. I hope that we are all going to benefit from this. We'll identify the gaps between both industries and how can we bridge this gap for the benefit of both industries. I look forward for good ideas and to have a good network with the entrepreneurs from India, so we can have the resources, technology, good expertise, and this is what drives success, I believe. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
First of all, I would like to thank you for inviting me to this panel. And yes, we need more of these meetings where we can meet people from different countries. Like now we have UAE and India, so we can discuss different opportunities together, and maybe we can partner together to run some businesses.
Thank you very much. Last thing is very important things from my perspective. All the foreign investors, either Indian or non-Indian, whenever they come to UAE, there's two understanding. There is a free zone licensing and firming a company that they can go by, they own it by themselves, but there is a limitation with the free zone things. Now, when they come to the local market, there is the Emirati local must be a partner of 51% of the firm, of the establishment. But now, the old understanding, which is still the same understanding, that most of the Emiratis they are silent partners only. So they go into the license and they do nothing, and they get paid. It's like a rental license. They rent it out for the foreigner because they get the foreigners, they get the opportunity to invest in the local market. But now we are talking differently. We are talking about partnering with share in the companies, like an active partner. It's not a silent partner. This is a concept that we are looking here. Talking about myself, I started to seek for a good partner in India. I visited so many places in India, and we reached to even, my passion was in education and technology. Today I'm talking about nanotechnology, which I was not talking about 3 years ago. Thanks goes for my partners, Indian partners, because we reached to a place where I couldn't reach by myself. So talking about space technology now. I know nothing about space, but I'm now talking about space technology. That is a good opportunity. I'm opening doors here and there, that allowed me to understand exactly what is the market would need, and what are the opportunities in business. And when you know that it's $100 billion business, then as an entrepreneur, as a risk taker, and maybe a risk maker, you will take it. With this, I would like to thank all of you for being attention, and I thank my colleagues and wish you a very good evening. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Adnan. A big round of applause. And any question to the panelists from the audience?
Any question? Maybe someone would like to have a question.
Dear brother, Assalamu alaikum.
Assalam.
Very impressed with the way you guys have managed to put it across. I'm someone who's been brought up in Sharjah. Throughout, we've seen how Sharjah has been growing. And as this event is in Sharjah, I just wanted to more specify on the potential of Sharjah being a hub where we are positioning ourselves. Like, for example, Shira and the initiative done by Sheikh Abudur or Marwan, how things are going, it's going in the right direction. But what's the opportunity when it comes to creating more awareness on bringing in the youth to come up with their own initiatives? Like, for example, in the universities, you have startup initiatives that's happening. But how do we bridge the gap between, say, an initiative like this and the youth?
Yeah.
Because this is the future. I mean, we need to see how we position like that, so that we're not just looking about 2 years down the lane. We're looking at 10 years down the lane.
Yeah. Allow me to answer this, because that is a really good question. And personally, I was talking with the Emirates Foundation. It's the youth, the youth center of Emiratis, okay? And being as a vice president of the youth platform, myself being that, that's a new initiative by Abu Dhabi government and UAE government. Now we are we are working on a plan, a strategic plan, to put, see, you have lots of youth, and you want, now the future is coming, and we're talking about losing job. We want to create job for themselves. That is an opportunity. So one of the opportunities is not just their specialities, their skills and speciality and talent. That is very important. Now, how to translate this to a business? okay, and make them as an entrepreneur. We have different centers, like incubation centers, like Shira, like Dubai SME, like Abu Dhabi Khalifa Fund, where we need to deliver this conclave or make them to hear our voice. They're inside their houses. This is the incubations, the youth platforms. So that is what will be a next step for this one, because being the youth, I mean, it is something considered new for them, okay? Although it's not new, but the understanding, the culture is changing, the understanding of youth. Now, what I see for the last 5 years, I haven't seen for the entire years. You know? So that's very, very good. I hope I have answered, yeah. That's how we close the gap now. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Any other question?
Any other questions?
Okay. So, yeah.
See, for the Emirati Business Conclave, which you have formed, what level of people like here, like entrepreneurs, or from what sectors, the members you're going to introduce in this conclave, you're thinking?
Again, please, the youth, you mean?
The youth or the senior members from the Emirati community, how, like, what will be the structure kind of a thing?
I mean, it could be, there's so many initiatives can be done with this, because there is a focus on Emiratis youth, but that is only a one program, which when the government want them to understand and grow. But the second program is to put them with the community. The community is different. It's 200 nationalities, okay? And they have to understand it. This is happening now. Now it's just happening, these days happening. And first, make them aware about whatever is in the market. Second, when they have started their own business, they will have a plan, a strategy. They will be facing people in front. If they want to do technology, they will need help, a support from other experts. If we talk about India, if we talk about technology, then in India we have the best and the closest. Okay. Yes, we have the other countries, but yes, but India is also the best option. If we talk about agriculture, then again, India is also the best place. If we talk about other finance services, then again, so there's so many things that is being taken to drive the business to the right place. I believe so. Thank you. Yes, there's a question for our gentleman.
Hi, it was a lovely session. Can I know if you would advise somebody who's an Indian who can come and invest back here in UAE, or somebody here in UAE to go invest in India? I mean, which one would you prefer more on the economic
See, it's a very good question. From my own perspective, they can invest here at the same time they can invest there. If it is like, I mean, if you want to use the resources, if you want to use the land, and you want to reduce a cost, then use in the area. The same time, the same firm, the same people, they can make a headquarter here, because here is a hub where people with more clients, you will get more clients here. Yes, in India there is a volume, there is a big, but you're talking about big client, global client, back to US, to Europe, and Russia and the Middle East. So that's the beauty of this. You can cut costs over there, do whatever, and then operate it from here.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Any other questions? So UAE is open for any kind of business. That's why over 200 nationalities are doing the business in UAE. So thank you very much, Mr. Adnan, and our panel members. Along with the Emirati Conclave today, we are unveiling a new initiative from Sharjah. Starting from 2017, IBMC UAE India Business First, we have been inviting a lot of experts from different parts of the world, from India, UK, US, Europe, and Netherlands. We have brought in a lot of experts, and they are from highly innovative business segments, which is very promising in terms of future business opportunities. So along with that, we had an idea, like apart from giving this information in YouTube and live streaming, we want to make it a document, a journal kind of thing we were planning for a long time. And today, we are unveiling the first IBMC Business Connect, a journal which will be including the expertise of the panel members, the speakers of IBMC UAE India Business Fest that is coming for the first time. And we are today unveiling the same thing in our UAE India Emirati Business Conclave in Sharjah. For doing the same thing, may I request Mr. Sajid Kumar, our CEO and Managing Director, to be kindly on the stage, please. We are taking this initiative of IBMC Business Connect, and it is with the strategic tie-up and support from Mr. Bhaskar Raj, a man who doesn't need any introduction. He's a very senior journalist from UAE and a well-known figure in UAE. May I please welcome Mr. Bhaskar Raj to be on the stage, please. And it is with the strategic tie-up and support by Mr. Joseph George from Stratcom Global, who is always with IBMC for a very long time. Please welcome Mr. Joseph George. Thank you very much. May I request Mr. Bhaskar Raj to kindly say a few words about this new initiative, please? Yeah.
Thank you. Good evening, friends. This is an occasion to celebrate because I have been participating some of this IBMC conferences earlier years also, last year's festival. We should call it a festival, that business festival. And I felt that, it's okay. I felt that we have to actually go beyond the seminars, because now whatever is discussed there, the experts have been talking about the industry, about and IBMC has been talking about how investment facilities should be made here, how to facilitate investments. It's a matchmaking between for two countries, more than India, even other countries also, matchmaking. So he is making, Mr. Sajid Kumar is actually making a venue for coming together of similar ideas to promote investments and business. What we thought is that we will actually chronicle it, the sessions which we have been actually noticing with the experts have been actually airing ideas. Some of them are brilliant ideas, which will be actually, once you fructify into that one, that will be brilliant and successful businesses. We thought that we should chronicle it, document it. And actually, as the title says, Business Connect. Business Connect is an extension of what IBMC has been doing as a facilitator for investments, matchmaker. So we thought that we should actually document it. And what we're going to do is that the content is essentially culled from the seminars. the sessions where we will be talking about investment facilities, investment matchmaking, opportunities, identifying investors, suitors, etc. So we thought that we will actually use the content for going beyond the sessions. Actually, he is also planning an email as well as email newsletters and the online version also. Online versions will actually reach seamless reach. So we thought that we will unveil it today, and all the best for the content. May I request Joseph George, who is actually behind the one who has given this idea to this one, and the idea has been given a shape. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Joseph, please.
Firstly, yeah, it was a fantastic initiative, and I thank Mr. Sajid Kumar and Ibmc for coming forward with this project. And as at Stratcom Global, we'll be very much helping them in putting together a fantastic content that is generated through the discussions that happen here. We plan to take it to the next level, get a little more in-depth analysis into the expert talks and the panel discussions, and also help those potential investors who are planning to do business in UAE and UAE businessmen to do business in other parts of the world, especially India and subcontinent, to reach out through relevant topics and tips and investment ideas and help them out. Take the whole discussion to the next level. That's the idea of the magazine, and also showcase the FEST itself, the year-long programs that happen across the UAE. So we would also like feedback from participants and from panelists as to how we could, any ideas that you have to make it a little more interesting, innovative. Please, you're welcome to give your feedback to Mr. Sajid Kumar. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Joseph.
We are very much thankful to Bhaskara sir and Joseph ji, Stratcom Global, for making this, our channel happening today. And this will be a ready reckoner for UAE and India business. I hope so. With the writing of Mr. Bhaskar Raj, the leading and top journalist, we are very much proud of that. So to be a part of with this edition. Thank you so much, Mr. Bhaskar Raj and Mr. Johnson. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. And the Emirati Business Conclave 2018 was a very active discussion. And thank you very much for our Chief Industry Advisor, Mr. Adnan Muhammad, and our eminent panel members. Now, may I request Mr. Sajid Kumar PK and Mr. Adnan to be kindly on the stage to distribute the token of appreciation. And may I request Mr. Adnan and Mr. Sajid Kumar to kindly give away the token of appreciation to Mr. Ahmad Ubaid Al-Taya. A big round of applause, please. Thank you very much, sir. May I request Mr. Adnan and Mr. Sajid Kumar to kindly give the token of appreciation to Ms. Khadija Ahmad Abdulaziz. Good round of applause, please. May I request Mr. Sajid Kumar and Adnan to kindly give away the token of appreciation to Ms. Mariam Saeed Abdullah. Okay.
Along with Adnan, we had started Emirati support Business Support Center, and we are continuing this support by conducting various events, then the programs and meetings with Indian business leaders and investors.
Ms. Mariam Saeed Abdullah. A big round of applause, please. Thank you very much, and we are straight away moving to our seminar sessions, and may I request Mr. Adnan Muhammad Abdullah and Mr. Sajid Kumar to kindly stay back on the stage, please. And may I also welcome Dr. Tariq Ahmad Nisami, the CEO and founder of CEO Clubs Network, to kindly be on the stage, please. Welcome Dr. Tariq Ahmad, Mr. CEO and the CEO and Ibmc Global Network, to kindly give the opening address to the business seminar and contributions from IBMC to the UAE economic diversification, the IBMC UAE India Business First, UAE India Business Center, and the UAE India B2B portal. Please welcome Mr. Sajid Kumar PK. Thank you.
Very good evening to all of you. So this second UAE India Business Festival started, and this is the second program happening in Sharjah. From morning onwards, we were discussing a lot of business opportunities and investment opportunities. And here, the contribution from IBMC to UAE economic diversification, especially for the Sharjah Emirate. IBMC will take care this non-oil sector diversification programs. We had started all initiatives from last year, April onwards, for supporting Sharjah Emirate business diversification and investment diversification. So we had done a lot of efforts for supporting India business entities to set up a business here in Sharjah Emirate, and also to invest in Sharjah. So from Sharjah also, so what we have done, giving the opportunity to find out the best partners from India, business partners from India, by the way of empowering the domestic players into international level by connecting through UAE India B2B portal. So we were giving that information to the SME and MSME companies of Sharjah Emirate to be a part of UAE India B2B Center, and by registering, getting that the right partners from India for the non-oil sector diversification. This is what the first initiative what we have done from IBMC side to support Sharjah's non-oil sector diversification program. So secondly, what we have done, who all are coming from India, the business people, we were initiating to interact with the authorities of Sharjah and connecting them for the non-oil sectors business initiatives to start from Sharjah Emirate. Then the connecting the UAE India Business Fest. Through the Business Fest, what IBMC is supporting Sharjah Emirate by bringing a different business class from India and starting a different non-oil sector business diversification program. Investment perspective, what we are also supporting Sharjah Emirate, bringing the PPP model project, and even though the large scale investors, those who are looking from India for more diversified investment outside India, we are all suggesting, we are giving our research reports on the industry, in different industries, what we were mentioning about 12 sectors, and the scope of those 12 sectors, and including manufacturing. And this year we were focusing more into artificial intelligence, IoT, and fintech. So financial technology itself, how to support SME sector companies to come up in a better shape for diversified programs. So they are into focusing one sector only, where IBMC is supporting, empowering them by supporting the investment, inviting investments, and and the different business projects introducing to them. Considering all our effort, we are continuing our support to Sharjah Emirate to make more result from Sharjah Emirate and increasing the GDP growth of UAE. We are very much happy with the authorities and what they are extending. So whenever we are bringing the investors and business class to Sharjah Emirate, they are giving amazing support. That is we were not expecting such things, but so even though the India business class were also doubting about that, but there is no doubt on that. So India, all business class investors are getting a warm welcome to Sharjah Emirate, and we are very much happy to support Sharjah Emirate and all the authorities to scale up their non-oil sectors, business and investment in future. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sajid Kumar. Now, may I request Dr. Tariq Ahmad Nisami, the CEO and founder of CEO Clubs Network Worldwide, to kindly give a speech on the importance of non-oil sector business and new business trends in UAE. Please welcome Dr. Tariq Ahmad Nisami with a big round of applause. Mr. Sajid Kumar, now may I request Dr. Tariq Ahmad Nisami, the CEO and founder of CEO Clubs Network Worldwide.
This video I will play later.
Okay. 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 No, I'll do it. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. First of all, I'd like to congratulate the UAE India Business Feast 2018 organizer, especially to Mr. Sajid Kumar for his commitment and devotion of continue this great initiative, and I think it's one of a kind that I think we all should appreciate the efforts of his, is taking his message across. Today, the topic that I was given, the importance of non-oil sectors, business and new business trends in UAE. But as you all know, the non-oil sector is account 80% of the UAE economy. That is by 2021. So and it's increasing. One of the major contributors in coming years is the Expo 2020, which is expected like 25 million visitors from around the world, and a foreign investment of between 100 150 billion dollar, they say, in the different sectors that can bring into this UAE country. And what I mentioned earlier also, that I think this is the opportunity for the local business community to really look into your own industry and how you can take advantage. Because it's not about the tourism, it's not about there would be a construction of more than 100 and around 140 pavilions, because CEO Club, I am one of the official procurement supplier of Expo 2020, and I've seen the details that is very promising for the UAE economy. And as you know, the UAE economy and the vision of 2021, creating and maintaining the sustainable and diversified economy is a component for the united this knowledge, a pillar of our Vision 2021. And the UAE benefit from sustainable and diversified economy. And as we all seen in past years and decades that how this model works, and it is a great example for the other countries that how they're doing it. And to develop these economies and develop this competitive and knowledge economy is one of the pillars for the national agenda for the UAE. And is the vision, like I said, the 2021 vision is that, to how to this economy to keep growing and how it focus on this emerging market. To achieve the government to set, they have 12 key performance indicators, the KPIs that they have set is non-oil real GDP growth, the gross national income, per capita, net inflow of foreign direct investment, the global competitiveness index, the share of UAE nationals and its workforce, ease of doing business, which is a very main thing, amortization rate, SME contribution, which is the backbone of this lovely country where we call home, the Global Entrepreneurship and Development Index, the Global Innovation, which is, innovation is what we all have to incorporate in our daily life. The things are moving along, technology and all these buzzwords, blockchain and cryptocurrency, and you never know how they play a role in our normal business environment and everything. The share of knowledge is a labor force, and it's very important, the knowledge and getting educated ourselves, and research and development expenditure and everything. But if you look at it, the economy is influenced mainly by the following sector that I would say that is focused on the extradition of crude oil and natural gas, the wholesale and retail trade, which is one of the main industries here in UAE, repair and maintenance services, the real estate. As you can see, all the Emirates are really focused on different part of real estate. And I think lately, if you can see, more like affordable real estate is coming along with a very budget financing plan by the developers. This is one of the, I think, one of the good initiative by the developers of moving that forward and getting those people who are committed here to own the real estate property, the business services, the construction, the manufacturing, and then the list goes on. But the GDP at the current prices is amount to, I believe, a UAE $1.7 trillion. But this doesn't mean there is a rise of 3.2% in GDP in the current prices against compared to 3.7 per year last year. So last year, the non-oil GDP growth was 8.1%. And it surpassed the overall GDP growth, which clearly exhibits the UAE diversified economy away from different sectors. The international trade has been a significant driver for this growth. The UAE economy, it reached 2.8 trillion, up from 2.53 trillion dollars. So there is always a growth in everything. At this point, I want to stop and I want to play a video to talk about. It will show how the UAE economy is currently moving. Please help.
From the modern capital of Abu Dhabi sector. From the modern capital of Abu Dhabi to the oasis of Al Ain. From the rocky landscapes of Ras Al Khaimah and Fujairah to the bustling city of Dubai, along with the traditional emirate of Sharjah and the smaller emirates of Ajman and Aman Quain. The landscapes on display are all distinctive. Most importantly, the types of businesses and industries present in each part of the country differs greatly.
We have been very much fortunate since the establishment of the UAE. The leadership has focused on the economic agenda from the start since 1971. The UAE economy is the second largest economy in the Arab world at the present time. The GDP of the UAE have reached almost 419 billion US dollars. This is really an indication that this economy has really grown and developed. And we are very happy and very lucky with the way this economy has been also diversified, with oil contributing roughly 30% to the GDP right now.
Abu Dhabi remains by far the largest emirate, with a long shoreline and vast expanses of desert.
Abu Dhabi Emirates and Abu Dhabi City is the capital of the UAE. Abu Dhabi economy today, in the form of its GDP or aggregate demand, makes up 65% of the UAE aggregate economy. There are several sectors within the economy that drives the economic growth. Energy, of course, is one of the sectors that has driven the economy in the past, and also it will contribute to driving other sectors within the economy.
Dubai is well known, mostly for its many free zones that offer attractive structures to foreign companies setting up in the UAE, and for the quality of its infrastructure.
Dubai has everything, from the business community who want to come here to start a business, to the logistics, and also people want to come here for work and to be in a very safe place.
Sharjah offers a large number of cultural events throughout the year, along with traditional heritage and values.
Sharjah is a modern emirate with a twist. We place as much focus on culture and education as we do on the economy. We also invest heavily in human capital. This diversified economy has laid the foundation for sustainable, positive growth. What makes Sharjah really special is our focus on culture, arts, and education, which makes it an ideal destination for visitors and investors alike. Sharjah is considered the cultural heart of the UAE.
Ras Al Khaimah is home to several solid industrial players with a strong focus on the construction industry.
Ras Al Khaimah has earned a reputation as a gateway for businesses across multiple industries to access the world's most dynamic market. Ras Al Khaimah's economy continues to grow, attracting more investors for real estate, services, hospitalities, and educational sectors.
Fujairah is well equipped with a large seaport to rival the major global shipping hubs.
Port of Fujairah, located outside the Strait of Hormuz, gave it very strategic location for the shipping line. Business of bunkering services and ship chandlers is considering Fujairah as one of the largest areas in the world.
And while the smaller emirates of Ajman and Quwain appear more discreet, each offer attractive free zone status for new companies.
Ajman's main business sectors are retail, wholesale, contracting and construction, industrial sector. It also makes its best efforts to support the SME.
UAQ has natural islands, and looking into the future, Quwain is looking to develop both the industrial and the tourism sector.
The UAE economic landscape can now be defined by its core values: prosperity, connectivity, productivity, well-being, innovation, stability, and vision for growth.
The location of the UAE is really spot on between Asia and the Middle East, and as such a lot of companies have established themselves in the UAE as trade companies driving the link between Asia as well as the Middle East. It's a very strong country from a financial wealth perspective, and a lot of people from large centers like London or the US have actually moved to the UAE to join these financial sector companies here. The other good thing is that today we have more than 50 banks in the UAE operating, so it's a very, very well served market. It clearly creates a lot of opportunities for banks.
We believe that connectivity has become a basic human right. The infrastructure in the UAE is one of the most advanced in the world. In telecommunications, wireless and fiber optic networks are the enablers of connectivity among people and among objects. The UAE leadership strongly believes that this digital transformation is a driving engine for economic prosperity. And if asked, where is all this going? We are simply reminded of the most noble and meaningful objective of all, making people happy.
Productivity is really important, both at a company scale and at a country scale. And therefore, to be a cost-effective and productive operating environment is extremely important when people make investment decisions. The UAE provides a great enabling environment for productivity through its IT infrastructure, its logistical infrastructure, talented workforce, and therefore provides a really competitive global investment environment to do business.
The economy of the United Arab Emirates is one of the strongest economies in terms of growth and diversification. The insurance sector is a key component of the economy, which is contribute 2% of the GDP. The insurance premiums exceeded $9 billion in 2014, grown over the last 5 years of a rate of 11% of the written premium. The UAE Insurance Authority is continuing to develop the technical, legal, and financial frameworks to promote the competitiveness of the sector.
تم إنشاء مركز محمد بن راشد للفضاء بهدف دعم الابتكارات العلمية والتقدم التقني في الإمارات العربية المتحدة، ويعمل المركز بشكل أساسي على تنفيذ وتطوير أبحاث في مجال الفضاء الخارجي وتصنيع الأقمار الصناعية وتطوير النظم ذات الصلة وتوفير خدمات التصوير الفضائي. كذلك سيعمل المركز على الإعداد والتنفيذ والإشراف على كافة مراحل مهمة الإمارات لاستكشاف كوكب المريخ.
The United Arab Emirates security sectors has achieved many developments in accordance with the best international practices. We are working now to upgrade the financial markets to develop status over the next few years. The Securities and Commodities Authority has benefited from its membership in major international organizations aimed at protecting the foundations for proper and fair conduct of business like disclosure, transparency, and sound governance practices.
The UAE Vision 2021 is established as a vision for growth. The real estate development sector has a noticeable contribution to this growth. The most important pillar that the real estate market concentrates on is sustainable environment and infrastructure. To achieve an economic growth for the real estate market, these goals have to go hand in hand between the private sector and the governmental sector.
The UAE has put actually the number one as a target, and number one, it means in every field. It doesn't mean in a single field. It's a challenge for all of us in the government actually, and in the different sectors, both the federal and local governments. We only are happy with the figure number one, and that's where we're going.
From the modern capital of
As you see from the video that, the shows explain how each Emirates have their own edge, in different industries in the market, but the UAE, the economy has been very, very solid, and some of the features of the UAE economy, that is one of the reason is that the strategic location. As we know, UAE enjoys a location which is very close to Asia, Europe, and Africa. Thousands of Chinese are in Dubai. Hub is a trading hub for the Africa. And Indian traders use the Emirates access to the world. And even Latin Americans see the country as a launching platform for the Southeast Asia. There is a strong, also here, the strong financial reserves. The UAE maintains strong financial reserves and has a durable banking system and very safe investment haven. There's a large sovereign wealth funds that also plays a key role. There's a promising investor home economies, like UAE ranked 11th in the most promising investment home environment. So that's one of the good indicators. There's a constant government spendings. As you know, government is spending major amount in infrastructure. Because of the 2020, they're spending more than $30 billion. Dirham in the infrastructure just around the Expo area and Etihad Railways, and so there's a multiple infrastructure project that is in circulation here. There's a good policy that they're always coming up with a new initiative, and not to mention the free zones. There are so many free zones, which is the hub for the foreign investors in the region, and they're forming companies and different things. So, and also foreign direct investment. So, and also I want to mention this Islamic economy. The Dubai Islamic Bank was one of the first financial institutions back in the 70s, was formed here in Dubai. The green economy, sustainable development, so there's a multiple initiative that the UAE government has taken in different sectors, and each Emirates have their own policies and everything that gives a good environment for the international business community. The transportation and tourism, I think, sector is accounted for, estimated like 97% of the UAE total service industry. Plus there are other industries also, and Asia market remains the principal buyer for the UAE. Goods, export, re-export, and expanding. And even in the population, if you look at most of the Asians are in UAE. They're increasing in China, Japanese, and different people are also looking in a much bigger way than they used to look as UAE. And the UAE export the aviation industry, which is, I think, one of the major growth that we will see. It's not only airline aviation, there are a lot of subsectors that create multiple and billions of dollars of business in UAE and everything else. Then how do we know, I mean, because of oil, I mean, the oil, as you know, is always be there, but I think the non-oil sectors has to be focused, and I think UAE has been playing a very key role into, especially Dubai is a perfect example. They've been very focused. There has been very constant growth here, regardless of what is going on in international community. That's why we, CEO Club, always been here for the last 12 years. In the world, we are more than 3-decade-old business organization from US. We have a connect system. We connect business community between us. We have online TV that connect us, our business community, mobile app, and multiple things. We have more than 16,000 CEOs in 25 countries, and that's why we call ourselves a trillion-dollar company, because all the major companies from Emirates Airline to Boeing to MR to Nakheel is part of our CEO Club. So we are very close to the government side and the private side, and see how we can contribute from the private side to make help the growth of this country. You always been, I mean, oil is one sector, but I think non-oil revenue has to be very much focused, and opportunities has to be availed by all the private sector. And opportunities, always you have to say yes to the opportunity. And I think the best thing is in this country is this is a land of opportunity. It's all up to you how and when you want to be committed. And I think if you take a first step, you will always achieve your targets and everything else here in here. India is, as we know, is a great nation. And we have a very good relationship between you and India, and I think Indian business community can definitely take a big advantage from this relationship, the strong relationship between two nations in trade and multiple sectors, and there's a big commitment, and I think we all have to pay our share and everything. And last, I want to thank the organizers again, Mr. Sajid Kumar, for giving me the opportunity and also continuing this commitment of playing I think he's also playing a key role between the two country relationship and keeping this alive in different emirates and different shape and form. I think it should be highly appreciated. And I think it's not only a government side, it's a private sector should appreciate for giving them an opportunity to come forward in India and in UAE platform where they can share their thoughts and share their business. But thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of the evening. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Dr. Tariq Ahmad Nizami. That is really inspirational and informative. And now may I request Mr. Adnan Muhammad bin Abdullah to kindly take the session on the modern trend in digitalized education, its advantages. Mr. Adnan Muhammad Abdullah, he is also the Managing Director of ITCAN and Bahanas UAE. He is already into different innovative technology. May I request Mr. Adnan to kindly take the session, please. Thank you.
I believe, like talking about technology has been like the trend for the current years, and everyone is speaking about the disruptive technologies and what will happen to the human while the technology take over. Of course, the answer is nothing will happen to the human. Human will be the one who is replacing themselves by robotics and technology. But that we can see that there is lots of universities, schools, and institutes. They are giving courses, online courses. They're giving virtual. There's virtual communication with the instructors, with the doctors, philosophers. So that's the trend. That is the new way of doing using the technology to educate people. It is available 24 hours. There is like also some other school search engines will provide lots of information who would like to have the to do the self-study. So technology this is started a long time back, but it is evolving more and more. It is allowing the technology to help us even to what to learn, what to educate, how to educate ourselves, where to find the right informations, the correct information from the different sources, from different schools and universities. So that is the beauty behind the huge database in the internet. Of course, the technology will help the students and the teachers as well as the parents to provide the multimedia learning style, interactive sessions with the schools and teachers, between students and teachers in the school. So that is there. And it will be cost effective. It will be affordable for everyone. Now, the cost of the courses, or nowadays you can take a PhD online. It's just for $8,000 or $6,000 maybe, or maybe less. So that is comparable to the PhD that you do in the university, in the premises, that you pay like over 80,000 dirham or 100 dirham. 100,000 dirham. So that is the help for the student. For the teachers, it will organize. It will organize the lectures, organize the reports, the outcome, the evaluations. To send the right. There will be less mistake because they will be using help of technology to send the right information to the right audience, to the right place. Because today, if you go to the schools, you find like in the small grades, you find like 25 students or 30 or 35 students. Their abilities, their brain abilities are not the same. So the teacher has only limit to give the lecture that he has in the book. With the technology, like I know the 35 student, their ability and capability, and then me as a teacher, I send them every and each one exactly the same level of material where he can understand and get the right lesson to the right subject. So that is a big and huge support by technology. Parents will be able to follow their kids in the schools, look at their performance, look at their grades. This is all through technology, through mobile applications, through simple mobile with the notification comes. Even they don't need to remember that it's an exam results, or maybe it is a parents gathering or whatever. So technology will be telling people will be busy in their life and their daily life and work. The modern education will change the aspiration of the citizenship. That is true. And it also the spirit of entrepreneurship. That it will create the spirit of that entrepreneurship which we are looking for, because that will be easier for them to understand how to do businesses, studying the businesses and doing the business as well. Enhance educational attainment. knowledge-based economy driven by innovation. Now, we hear about AI, IoT, fintech, blockchain, cloud, AR, VR, robotics, all this innovation, and it required innovation, science, and all this technology. So they will be included in every single part of our life. And the most important part that we are tackling is the educational part. The objective of digitized education is to ensure inclusive quality education per school, attract and prepare students to enroll in higher education, from the school to higher education, ensure quality, efficiency, good governance of the educational. There will be governance. The government will be, it will be much easier to govern, to control the subjects, the material that today they are giving in the schools. Because if we ask ourselves, what is giving in the books, and do we know it? We are not experts. Even the government, maybe they have the Ministry of Education and they have some experts, but still there is a gap. Still that technology will close these gaps. Strengthen the capacity of the scientific research and innovation in accordance with the quality, efficiency, and transparency standards. Ensures a safe and challenging learning environment. Again, quality, the provision of quality and transparent administrative services as well, or applying and registering. Established a culture of innovation in an institute working environment. Technology will definitely do that by itself, because technology by itself is an innovation part. This is an international philosophy of education technology. Effective education technology plans should be able to improve curriculums, provide consistent high quality, establish efficient communication for all schools, develop comprehensive use of technology, modernizing learning environment, building educational leadership, preparing educators for new roles in business and life, developing robust network and technology infrastructure. Education nowadays, it's more like education networking. Students talk to each other. Student from India talks to a student in UAE, student in UAE talk to a student in US, student in US talk back to student back in India, and they exchanging this the level of understanding and expertise in the area they are specialized in. That's the beauty of the technology. This is the trend, the new trend, the semiconductors, the big data, of course, to make the artificial intelligence be as a sufficient technology to be used for education and other stuff as well. The technology changes indicates in education is student will be interact with other remotely, as I mentioned. The success of tech will still rely on skilled teachers. They will not lose their job. The teachers who will lose their job, who will stay like a classic teachers. They have to adapt with the technology to still be a teacher, because you need the human interaction. We learn, we teach the generation. Generation learn, teach the other generation. That is how it happened. Technology will help us to do that. We will not lose the teacher's job. Percentage of schools with high quality teachers. This is what will technology do. Will bring us a high quality teacher, because technology will help them with the information, with the right data. Schools with high effective school leadership will have. The World Economy has come up with a study saying that in 2030 there will be the first digitized school which does not exist today. It will be a school for it's fully digitized and fully dependent on technology. That will be the first school in the world. That as per that study. So technologies that is shaping the education now. Maybe most of you heard about that is what is going on. Today you saw the augmented reality, the virtual reality. Okay, we do work on education using these technologies, because these are the future technologies which will be which will enhance the education. Augmented reality. Maybe you saw a video of augmented reality today. Virtual reality. Virtual reality, the glasses the guy we're wearing today and just learning how to switch on to switch off, that is an education part. That is how they teach people for engineering, for aircrafting, for whatever it's area of business, oil, gas, they can use this instead of, but that is a simulation. Still will need a human interaction there. That will not prevent, but this will help 80% to understand exactly whenever they go there, they know what they are seeing. They know, so they will reduce the cost. I mean, cost-wise, maybe we can debate on because that technology also now is costing, but other companies working to reduce the cost of this technology. That will be very important. Artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence, it is very important. That depends on the database we have and the right coding and programming for the machines to give us the right result, not just robotics. Robotics is a part of it. Even other machines, like different machines, you can name it as they are using it in manufacturing. The machine that does everything, that does 80, 70, 80% of the human work by itself without any even an order, because it has sensors, it has all, it understand that there's something coming, and the job of this technology to do whatever it meant to be doing on the spot. Game-based learning, our kids will play and learn. Okay, that is also, I have a story. One day I went to a Ministry of Education. I was on the table with a big people, they are consultants in education, and I showed them some solution of gaming and learning by game. And they said, and that was 5 years ago, and they said, we don't want our children to play. I said, this is not a playing. See, the understanding the culture. Today they are talking about the gaming. What did change? It's just the understanding, the perceiving. How did they perceive it after 5 years? Which even thanks for the UAE government, because they are pushing into that. They want this to be changed because that is the future. Nothing else will be coming. That now we are in between generation maybe. Who was born in 2005 or 2010 onwards, they will be leading us. They will take the technology, the future. We will be retiring and maybe we will not be even consulting. We will be maybe planting trees or something. Anyhow, 3D printing. 3D printing now, everything is 3D printing. I know in Dubai there is a 3D, at a future museum. It's a 3D printing museum. They print it, they brought it there. And then now they're building human tissues, human parts, ears, nose. It's there. If you go, if there's in Germany and in US, they have used it, they have tried it on human. People who lost their ears, people who lost their hands. They have printed the hands and ears and part of the body with the tissues, which is similar to the human body. And they have planted in some technology, they can use it. So they use their artificial hand now. So that's amazing. That's cloud computing. Cloud computing now, there will be no more big rooms for servers. Now starting to change. It's all in the cloud. We will be, wherever that we go, we have our database. Wherever that we have, we can make the machine understanding. Okay? And that machine understand things. IoT, Internet of Things. Okay? That Internet of Things that will be in every part of our life. It's not just an education that we can use, because Internet of Things will depend on AI, will depend on the data, will depend on the sensors, hardware, software, and other also materials. So this is how we will be interacting with. You go home, and then lights knows that you are there. You are coming closer. Sensor reads you. The sensor reads that you are already coming in. So all of that will be in the IoT. Biometrics, eye tracking. Now it's happening. I'm sure that everyone passed by UAE airport. You walk there, you've been captured. Your face, your eyes, everything. There's some cameras works on this. They're still there in an evolving stage, but they're yes using this, and online social networks. So this is what will shape the future, and it's of course the education part. So that is what we are working on in our premises. That is what we are investing on. Now there is even things are new. There is Internet of nanotechnology. We're talking about nanotechnology, something now nobody, it's not much heard maybe, but you will be hearing about within a short future. Nanotechnology, space technology. That is something there. It's coming. You know Elon Musk, you know the Jeff Bezos. They are all into the space technology. They are like 100 billion investors and this technology. But this is a part. There will be schools. There will be space schools. Imagine that. There will be also the nanotechnology school. You will need to learn how to develop coding, programming. In 2050, the study says if a person does not know how to program, he will be illiterate. Imagine that. How come? So we have to learn how to program. We have to learn from now. So you don't want to reach to your 80 and then, or maybe you decide, khali wali, you don't need. And this is the future of learning, and this is the ecosystem, the interactive between technology, human, student, schools, teachers, curriculums, all will be diverse learning ecosystem in which learning adapt to each child instead of each child trying to adapt to school. I think this is very clear. So that will be much easier. Yes, this is a few services that I mentioned. Virtual reality, hologram, and augmented 3D, 2D, all this. Thank you very much, and I wish you a very pleasant evening. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Adnan. Thank you very much, Mr. Adnan, for that very informative presentation. Now, may I request Dr. Faisal Ali Musa, the chairman of FAM Holding, to kindly take over next session, the Sharjah Business Opportunities for the Indian Business Community. May I request Dr. Faisal Ali Musa, please, sir.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Good evening, everybody. I would like to say thank you for the team who organized this session. And today I have only half an hour, so I'll try to give you a brief about everything we have. My name is Faisal. I'm the president of UAE. I'm from Sharjah. Graduated from Etisalat College of Engineering, and I am working now in the business. Before I was working in my father group called Ali Musa & Sons Group. It has more than 45 years experience in the business. Still, it's one of the leading companies in UAE. Ali Musa & Sons Group work in different sectors, in construction and furniture manufacturing and aluminum and glass manufacturing and steel and crushers and real estate and different sectors. In 2005, I decided to establish FAM Holding. FAM stands for my name, Faisal Ali Musa. And FAM Holding based in Dubai, but we are working all over Emirates, especially in Sharjah. And we have different type of business, but mainly we are a real estate developer. We develop buildings, especially in Sharjah, Ajman, Ras Al Khaimah, and soon in Dubai. We have projects in UAE, more than 3 billion dirham. Most of them, it's freehold plots and freehold apartments. Our buyers from UAE, from GCC, and from the Arab world. Alhamdulillah, in 2016, we get an award from Sharjah government for the best developer and best projects. Most of our projects has a theme and ideas like smart towers, art towers, Al-Mazra'a tower, different ideas which we combine it with real estate. Also in FAM Holding, we are working into chemicals or cleaning material. We have a partnership between FAM Holding and a company in Spain called Dizarb. We own 50% from the factory. They are producing a cleaning material which you can use it in all sectors, in cleaning floors or surfaces, cloth, any type of cleaning material we can produce. Today we are leaders here in Emirates by distributing our brand, and we start to put distributor also in the region, in Jordan, in Lebanon, in Saudi Arabia, and soon, inshallah, we are going to cover the Middle East. Also, FAM Holding working into film production. Last year, we established our film production company, and we produced the first Emirati action movie, which is called Camera. Alhamdulillah, we distribute in UAE, Kuwait, Bahrain, and Oman, and has a very good result. And soon, inshallah, you will have it in India. We are doing dubbing for the movie, and you will see it in all the cinemas in India. More than 4,000 screens it will be shown in India. Also, I'm not representing myself here, but I'm representing the real estate group, which is under the umbrella of Sharjah Chamber of Commerce. The idea of this group, which is established under the Sharjah Chamber of Commerce, is to develop the sectors, which is I am famous with. So today I will give you some information where you can invest and what is the best places for Indians investor who's willing to invest in Sharjah. You know, Sharjah is one of the 7 Emirates in UAE, and it has very fast growth for the last 10 years in different sectors, in the real estate sectors, in the hospitality sectors, and the industrial sectors also. Sharjah is very strong economy. It has very strong economy among the other Emirates. So this is why people love to invest in Sharjah. You know, in Sharjah there is more around 3 ports. Khalid Port, Hamriya Port, Khorfakan Port. It has 1 airport. It has very good transportation system which connect Sharjah with the other Emirates. All this infrastructure is very important for the investor to know. Why? Because it will help him to facilitate and to do his business in the right way. So when we said why Sharjah, because of all these reasons, And also the rules and regulations which is available in the Sharjah government, it helped a lot of investors to come and do their business in Sharjah. There is a lot of opportunities in Sharjah, but let me give you some examples before we go to the opportunities. Who came to Emirates and make billions from India? I don't know, maybe most of them, or you know these names and the numbers which they make. Yeah, Mr. Yusuf Ali, we are talking about $5 billion US. Mr. B.R. Shetty, $4 billion US. Mr. Sani, 2.4 billion US. This is the net worth of the Indians who came to UAE long time back. They established their business and they start maybe from scratch. Most of them, they are close friends to us, but these guys, they work very hard and they make, there is many others. I cannot give all the names, but this is just an examples of Indians who came to UAE and make very good money. And they, for example, Mr. Yusuf Ali is famous in the retail, Lulu hypermarkets, Mr. B.R. Shetty in the healthcare, NMC, hospitals, and UAE Exchange, Mr. Sani in the education, which is the schools. There is a lot of opportunities in Sharjah. We can any investor would like to invest, he can first approach Shuruq. Shuruq is the Investment and Development Authority, which is belong to Sharjah government. They are open their doors for all the investors, and you can have any idea or any opportunity to invest in Sharjah. If you have, for example, if you want to do a hotel or a hospital or a school, you can approach Shuruq. They can provide the land, they can provide all the facilities for you as a joint venture, or they can facilitate everything for you. So it's very important that we mention Shuruq. It's a gateway for the investors from all over the world for Sharjah. Also, there is another very important opportunity for the investor, which is a Hamriya free zone. Hamriya free zone, it's one of the important free zones in the region, not only for Emirates. It's more than 24 kilometers. It has a port, and they have a very good system and facilities for all the investors. So I advise all the Indian investors who's interested to come and do business in UAE to approach also Hamriya free zone to see all the sectors where he can invest, in which sectors. They have a lot of sectors in Hamriya free zone. You can practice your business in a very good environment, which has all the facilities and the support from the government also. This is Hamriya free zone. Also, the real estate sector in Sharjah, before, if you come to Sharjah and you want to invest in the real estate, will tell you, sorry, it's only for Emirati, GCC citizens, and maybe a little Arab who has a residency visa. But for the last 2 years, the government developed the leasehold rules and regulation for the non-Arabs. So now it's a very good chance for everybody to invest in the real estate. Today the price is very good. You can invest in different areas in Sharjah. For example, there is a project called Tilal. You can buy and practice the real estate business. There is a big project worth 24 billion Emirati dirham, which is called Al Jadda. It's in the heart of Sharjah. Also, non-Arabs, Indians or other nationalities, they can invest in the same project. So I advise any investor would like to come. Sharjah, it has a very good infrastructure for the investors to come and invest. I don't want to take long time because I hear that you are here from 8 o'clock morning or 9 o'clock morning. So I would like to make it short and to the point. And thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. That was really informative. Now, to the audience, it's a Q&A session. Do you have any questions to Dr. Tariq Ahmad, President of the Board of Economics Business and Strategy, and Mr. Adnan Abdullah, President of the Trends and Education, Special and COT and New Technology. Thank you very much, sir. That was really informative. Now, to the audience, it's a Q&A session. Do you have any questions to Dr. Tariq Ahmad, President of the Board of Economics Business and
Very happy to hear the developments and appreciate the effort that you've taken to give us the opportunity to invest. As a resident here, being an expat, one of the key challenges that we have faced in the past when it comes to Sharjah is when you say lease, we still don't own it. As in there's some clause which does not allow us to have ownership completely. What would be the case when it comes to Tilal or when it comes to other? Sorry about that. With regards to a Tilal project or any other project, as a developer, for example, we are coming from India, we have a budget of say 100 million. What would be the engagement model in the case of we being an expatriate company or an individual?
Yeah, when we are talking about leasehold, we are talking about 100 years. So you are an owner for that plot or that building or that apartment for 100 years, which is a normal practice in all over the world. So this is a leasehold, not a freehold. Freehold will be included only for the UAE citizens, GCC citizens, and the Arabs only. But the leasehold, it's a new rules in Emirates, in Sharjah. So you can practice your development by leasehold. Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, a couple of years ago, or maybe 5 years or 6 years ago, was there a rule where it was freehold and then changed? Or throughout the history, it's been the same way?
No, it's the same from beginning. It's all, from long time, it was only a freehold for these people. But now it's open for everybody. So everybody can invest through the leasehold. Yeah.
Thank you.
There is a question here. Please.
It was a nice presentation. I'm Monica. See, you have shown Yusuf Ali, Dr. B.R. Shetty, or Mr. Warke, and many others of such level who had made billions here, but they have come at a time when the economy was in the making. How easy it is if somebody enters the UAE market with these kind of regulations and a lot of competition. At that time when they had made it, there was no competition. So how easy it is to make those numbers?
Sorry, let's compare Facebook with Microsoft. Microsoft at the beginning there, it comes, correct? But Facebook recently comes and it's worth billions nowadays, correct? So we cannot give this standard for everything. No, today you can come and the growth maybe today is much better than 40 years back. Why? Because the consumer is different, the population is different, the product is different. You cannot say, no, I have no chance nowadays. No, the chance is there and you can do better than them maybe.
No, I'm especially talking about this market where you see a lot of restrictions, even like a simple Telecommunication is so much restricted. If you see all over the world, it's open. Here, it's restricted.
So, see, telecommunication, this is, yeah, in UAE, we have اتصالات and do. And this is governmental, you know, thing. We cannot talk about it, and we cannot, we are business people. We are not representing the government. But maybe in future it will be open. We don't know. But nowadays it's only for these two companies.
And believe it or not, in every crowd, there is an opportunity. So no matter it's today or tomorrow.
Agreed.
Thank you.
I request Dr. Tariq also to add some points because it's about the opportunities in UAE.
No, I think, you know, as we all know, UAE is a land of opportunity. You know, it's all about how you focus yourself. I mean, I am in real estate development in US for last 25 years, and I came to 2005 in Dubai because of the real estate boom. And I didn't know nobody. I only knew 2 people. And now I form a CEO club. I have more than 800 companies member here. And so many good people that I know and everything else. So it doesn't matter which industry or what you do, you just have to focus yourself. And I'm sure you can achieve anything here. And I think this is one thing, good thing about this country is that it's up to you. If you want to make it, I mean, the examples have been given for Mr. B.R. Shetty or Yusuf Ali. But I think, you know, those numbers are very easy to achieve nowadays than back 20, 30 years ago. So I think, you know, we should not worry about the numbers, we should worry about our success and our satisfaction, I think so.
No, I completely agree, and I also agree on this as it's a land of opportunity. It's just I wanted to have Mr. Ali's perspective at that time. Thanks.
Adding to that, Dr. Tariq, the opportunities, these sectors, oil sector to non-oil sector is sky's the limit for opportunities. Thank you.
And adding to the point from the morning sessions, like UAE government has already, because of the new opportunities which is coming in the market, the artificial intelligence, so this could be the world's first country to set up a ministry for AI. And we have a minister for artificial intelligence as well. And as per the government's target, they have set a target for 2000, not 2030, it is 2071, we were just discussing in the morning. And as per the media estimates, like by 2030, even artificial intelligence itself could contribute nearly 14% of the UAE GDP. So the new sectors are getting opened up, and it'll be for those who are concentrating on the new innovative opportunities. They can make a good fortune from UAE because there's a land of opportunity. And apart from that, for the technology front, this is the first country you can experience the new technology, especially Mr. Adwan was presenting the 3D printing, artificial intelligence, IoT, machine learning. UAE has the first in everything. In Emirates Towers, in front of Emirates Tower, we have the world's first 3D printed building there. I think Mr. Adnan could add a little more in this aspect, please.
Whatever that mentioned, it is happening actually on the ground. I would give myself the privilege to answer this question because I am I work with closely with the government in their initiative as a Emirati with the youth platform. And mainly and mostly their concentration is on innovation. When they talk about innovation, they talk about technology. So the technology is the language of business, the language of education, the language of, it will shape the future. So they want, there is an initiative, maybe I've mentioned that before, they want to educate 1 million Arabs to be programmers, coders. That's an initiative by Sheikh Mohammed. This is one. So coding, when you talk about coding, talk about all area of technology, AI, IoT, AR, VR. So we will be needing people. We are preparing for that. Within this, there's lots of opportunity. Talking about blockchain, talking about artificial intelligence. So the government, the last summit was on 28th of April. It's Think Science. It was Think Science. I don't know if anyone heard about Think Science. It was held 3 days in Dubai World Trade Center. And they were like, one of the speakers was the Minister of Artificial Intelligence. And he was speaking about the artificial intelligence and the government strategy. So it's happening. And I don't know, what I know is this is the only minister here. I think there's new minister started to establish as artificial intelligence somewhere else. I'm not sure. But yes. Yeah.
And again, I want to indicate this is a more important comparing the old era and the new era of business in UAE. With the oil sectors, there were a huge margin we are getting. But if it is coming to that new era, the margin will be less and volume should go up. There is no doubt on that. So whenever it is coming to that non-oil sector business.
Thank you very much. Any other questions from the audience? Yeah.
Adnan, just going back to what you just said, and I'd like to compliment to it. I'm part of 3 e-commerce business which is happening in Dubai. My experience being on the management side for running the organization, the ecosystem that UAE has, it cannot be compared to other places. Because you'll end up having the logistics systems, you'll end up having the payment gateways, you'll end up having every single element which is required for you to survive in such an economy. So if a startup who wants to come up with the e-commerce idea here, the way they can start their organization through the economic department to setting up the organization, it's so easy that people would love to consider UAE as a platform just to showcase them elsewhere. So just to complement to that, it is an amazing spot when it comes to starting an organization today as compared to before.
Yes, that's true. And very important that it's not just Dubai. Maybe the last 10 years, maybe we are hearing Dubai. Now all the Emirates, we're talking about the government of UAE. Because when I talk about Dubai or Sharjah, for me they are the same. Still, there's a few things that are different in processing, but that's okay. The digital trend, it's happening on all these Emirates, and it's must. It's by the ministry. I forgot. It's by the government itself. So a strategy of 2021, even 2030. That's everyone in the UAE. This cannot be just Abu Dhabi or Dubai, not Sharjah. No, Sharjah is also a part. Now Sharjah is also expediting this part. Thank you for your compliment.
And to add to that particular point, like there are certain initiatives which is coming because the new entrepreneurs who is entering UAE and the SMEs was already there, and there is a very big growth potential because it's a land of nearly 200 plus countries. Representatives are here, business community. So the opportunities which is successfully developed in UAE can be replicated across the world. That potential is also there. Keeping that in focus, there are a lot of initiatives coming in the SME sector, and I would request Mr. Sajid Kumar to kindly highlight some points and upcoming trends in the SME exchange and crowdfunding initiatives which is coming in UAE, please.
Yeah, Ibmc always taking that initiative for innovative concepts and bringing more economical developments across UAE with the support of Indian entities. So as we were studying about SME and MSME sector, earlier UAE India business were happening or investments were happening on MNC level. So from MNC to SME, MSME, there is a huge gap where our studies are showing, and we had started last year based on that releasing 17 sectors report, the opportunities where it's showing in UAE. So this, from that 17 sectors, 12 sectors we have taken up into this UAE India Business Festival. And, you know, we have already proven the track record of showing the result from non-oil sectors by bringing a lot of exports from India and starting the business and investments here. So upcoming trend, if we are saying that a lot of SME companies are here, SME sectors are here, what we are trying to do that, like Europe or US, the crowdfunding system is there. So we are started that discussion with the authorities of UAE to bring such kind of the initiative where it will be more supportive rather than paying that money from banking side, so coming from the crowdfunding kind of things. Second is SME exchange. So we are keen for introducing SME exchange, like so the SME companies can able to list on that, and where they can able to raise the fund and they can develop and be a part of the economical development of UAE. The third thing what we are also trying to do that for startup. The startup is also most important whenever that the switching to the economy from the one sector or one area to another. So startup always supporting the economical development. So for that purpose, startup exchange also with the support of Netherlands startup stock exchange, we are also started the initiatives to support the economical development of UAE.
Thank you very much, sir. Along with that, during our first program of 2018 in Armani and Burj Khalifa, we had launched the blockchain labs across UAE, that is in association with Bombay Stock Exchange Institute, which is Asia's largest exchange and nearly 140 years of expertise. So BSc is supporting in setting up the blockchain exchanges in UAE, as well as we are starting the blockchain training programs and other initiatives along with Higher College of Technologies as well in UAE. So that is something to add. And with this particular note, I thank all the panel members right now here, and I would request Mr. Sajid Kumar to kindly hand over a token of appreciation to Mr. Adnan Muhammad bin Abdullah for being with us today. So please. A token of respect and appreciation to Mr. Adnan Muhammad. Thank you very much, sir. May I request Mr. Sajid Kumar to kindly give a token of respect and appreciation to Dr. Faisal Ali Musa, the chairman of Farm Holding. Sir, please. Thank you very much, sir. May I request Mr. Sajid Kumar to kindly give a token of appreciation and respect to Dr. Tariq Ahmad Nisami, the CEO and founder of CEO Clubs Network Worldwide. Thank you very much, sir. With this particular note, we are concluding the UAE India Business Fest 2018 Sharjah Emirate program. And on behalf of IBMC Group, I would like to thank each and everyone who is present here today, and the whole lot of people who is watching it live in YouTube from morning, and all the dignitaries was present here, including the Consul Generals and dignitaries and VVIPs was present for this particular program. The press and media officials was present and supporting us all the time. IBMC associates, our team members, our partners, our staff members. Once and for all, we thank you all, and as we are always committed, IBMC UAE India Business Fest, all the programs is very informative, direct from the business and industry, straight from the business community, and majority of the people who was unable to attend the earlier sessions, it is live in YouTube. You can go to IBMC Media anytime. You can take the information, and for future interaction and any further support to implement the business ideas, we are available. Like IBMC Business Center will be taking it forward and will be ensuring that the business objective is being materialized. So once and for all, thank you everyone. Thank you for being with us today, and we request all of you to kindly join us for the dinner. Thank you very much. Thank you. We'll have a group photo session. We request all of you to kindly come forward. We'll have a group photo. Thank you.